It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
You're listening
to Joey Clark.
Joey Clark.
And his old pal, Mr. Bader.
It's
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. I'm Joey Clark. Eddie Bader is, in fact, here on the program with me today, and we have to begin properly by thanking God for another beautiful day, truly beautiful day outside. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful show, and Montgomery needs a new mayor. There's a lot we can get to today, I suppose, though, honestly, it's more just hangover from the Fauci hearing.
Oh, it was awful.
And, you know, a lot of folks are realizing, like, well, we yell and scream and stuff. You know, power's power, baby. Sometimes you can't get justice against the bad guys.
Right. Against the man.
I guess that's where it's going to go. Though even some liberals are admitting Fauci's Fifth Amendment strategy was probably going to blow up in his face.
Did you get a total?
111, 112. I said he pulled a Bilbo Baggins' birthday with the Fifth Amendment. So you never pull a Bilbo Baggins' birthday with the Fifth Amendment in front of Congress, or you're just playing with fire.
I heard one guy kind of cuss him out pretty good.
A dude cussed him out. Oh, yeah, Senator Marino.
Yes, that was him.
Said, who the F do you
Yes,
think
that was
you
him.
were doing that? And he didn't just use a harsh letter. And after you left yesterday, did you see the story that Trump talking about beating the effing S out of Iran?
No. But
Yeah.
I'm
That was a
excited.
quote to a Fox News reporter.
Kind of excites me just.
And I think that's because I've been thinking about rebranding the show.
Okay.
And flying more solo. And I am seriously considering that, folks, just doing it on my own. But I'm thinking of like different names for the show. And beating the effing S seems like a really good name for covering the news cycle these days.
It does, but Joey, it doesn't flow with the Joey that we all know right now.
Wow. I'm using abbreviated.
I know, but even
Censored
Joey,
language.
right?
All right.
But the intent is there, and I think there's something with that intent in the whole Bible thing. So.
The intent is not there. I think it's a perfect description.
Just saying.
Right.
Would you let
And
your kid
when's
wear
the last time you read the Old Testament?
Would you let your kid wear it on a T-shirt?
Beating the effing S from noon to 3 on News Talk 93.1 FM.
Not saying it wouldn't be a popular shirt. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, but it's accurate. I'm just saying it's an accurate
Okay.
assessment
I can go
of
with that.
covering much of the news. But anyway, everybody's potty mouth these days.
Yes.
Everybody's a potty mouth.
Is it potty mouth or is honestly just how we've been talking since I was like third grade?
Yeah, and people just be more honest about it because you
Yep.
don't have media gatekeepers anymore. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to Erica Thomas to clean things up, get a little bit more wholesome. Hey, Erica, how are you?
Howdy, Joey. I don't know about wholesome, but I do have a lot of good stories on 1819news.com to talk about.
You do have a lot of good stories there this week. And let's start with the one that was trending for days. A father talking about how dolphins stayed with the body of Mobile teen until recovery efforts concluded.
Man, what a story. So this was really a sad situation. This happened on July 18th. This 18-year-old boy, James Monroe Hands, they call him J-Ro, he was involved in a single vessel incident on the Mobile Bay near Point Clear. His body was missing. So this happened on a Saturday evening. They were out on the boat. This incident happened. He went into the water and never resurfaced. I mean, this happens a lot, and you wonder, why didn't he resurface? He fell into the water. Why didn't he resurface? We don't know if there was maybe a head injury or what exactly happened, but we know that once he went in, they could not find him. And, you know, they were just panicking, so worried about what happened to him. So they call out all these search crews that night. Unfortunately, that evening, they do not find him.
It's a shame to see those stories, but I don't know. I think this one caught everybody's attention, so it's a good reminder of being careful out there. Erica, are you there?
Think we lost her.
Yeah, because I was also trying to wait for the dolphins part.
Mm-hmm.
Erica, we can't hear you if you're still talking. Oh, that is a terrible, terrible sound.
Lost the connection.
Well, we'll wait for her to come back because she does have a lot of great stories. By the way, did you see that Elmore County? You live up in those parts, right?
Yes, sir.
They finally, the GOP up there, which is like Bob and a couple friends,
Yeah, I saw that a couple days ago.
names Ross Terrell is the coroner candidate.
Sounds like a hell of a guy.
Indeed, he does. Good luck to Ross as the future coroner of Elmore County.
You know how much money I would have given if it would have been a fake news article and it had Joey Clark's picture in there?
Yeah, I would not make a good coroner.
It looks dead to me.
But while searching Mobile Bay, back to this other story.
Yeah.
Daphne Search and Rescue deployed an advanced sonar team. They eventually realized they were undergoing a recovery mission instead of a rescue mission. And as they searched the bay's floor in a grid pattern, an anomaly appeared on the search screens.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they noticed a dolphin on sonar. As we neared the anomaly and began to pass it from a different angle, as many as 4 dolphins appeared on sonar. Within seconds of the appearance of the pod of dolphins, a near perfect image of a human form began to scroll across our screens. The dolphins stayed in the immediate area as crews continued recovery efforts. After the body was located, the dolphins left. This young man's father, J-Ro's father, Tom Hand, spoke about the dolphins at his son's funeral. James Monroe was covered with dolphins, Tom said. And so when they put the last sonar in to get in the water, to get James Monroe out of the water, they disappeared, never to be seen again. All I can tell you is the Lord answered my prayer. Wow. Tom Hand said he and his wife, Stacy, were able to view J-Ro's body and said he looked like he was sleeping. They had no visible injuries. He said he was thankful for God's grace and for getting the family through the tragedy. I will say this, the good Lord answered prayer after prayer after prayer, Tom said. And so while he was in the mode of saying yes, I had a few more I was going to send up to him, but we were thankful for the opportunity that we had. It will forever change my life. J-Ro, who had graduated this year from UMS Wright Preparatory School, was remembered for his joyful spirit, genuine kindness, and unwavering determination. And it is interesting, the dolphins essentially acting as the beacon. We found the kid. Sad story, but also a great story of faith.
Yep.
As well. 272-9228. Hopefully that's Erica Thomas joining us again. All right. So, hey, Erica, I just told the rest of that story about J-Ro, and it really is tragic, but also this, to hear the father have that takeaway of prayers answered, it's a touching story.
Yes, he said he was so thankful for God's grace and helping the family get through that tragedy, and the fact that they got to see the son one more time just as he was sleeping. He said he was very thankful. And I think the interesting thing, too, is once they recovered that body, the dolphins were never seen again.
It is remarkable. And dolphins are highly intelligent. That much is known, but you got to wonder how intelligent, and if even intelligence is the best measure of certain creatures in this world.
Yeah, we know for sure that they protected J-Ro's body, and so, I would say it's more of a God-given thing than the intelligence of the dolphins, but it's something we can all, in all these times, these horrible stories, we talk about it all the time, all the negative stuff that we cover in the news. It's so uplifting to have a story of inspiration and just sort of hope. And even in the bad times, God's going to show up.
Now, another tragic story, but this is a fairly old story. Natalie Holloway. The FBI documents reveal bungled Vandersloot extortion sting in Aruba. And this is according to Greta Van Susteren, who is continuing to report, and this is based on new FBI documents and video?
Yes, so Greta, she started covering this story back in 2005 when Mountain Brook teen Natalie Holloway disappeared in Aruba. And a lot of people remember this story. Some people don't. You know, some people that are listening might not have even been alive then. But this was a huge story, and it's continued to be in national headlines ever since 2005. We know the latest on Joran Vandersloot. He's currently serving a 28-year sentence in Peru for the murder of another woman, which happened on the 5-year anniversary of the disappearance of Natalie Holloway. So he's there, and then he also is facing extortion charges and wire fraud, or he pleaded guilty to those in Alabama. These are federal charges, but that is where Greta says there was an issue, because he is alleging that if the FBI and the federal authorities that were investigating the Natalie Holloway disappearance would have moved on time, that Joran Vandersloot would not have made his way to Lima, Peru, where he killed Stephanie Flores Ramirez 5 years later. And so, long story short, which this is a very long story, Greta has gone into major detail, released all kinds of federal documents, emails, from people even here in Alabama. It's very interesting to look at that. She's released all this, but the long story short of it is that it was her idea, apparently, to set up this extortion sting back in 2010. She spoke with Beth Holloway, Natalie Holloway's mother, and said, you know, if we could get him on wire fraud and extortion in like an undercover sting sort of thing, he would at least be in prison. Maybe not for the disappearance of Natalie Holloway, but after Greta recognized Joran Vandersloot's thirst for money, she said, you know, she thinks that they could set this up. So Beth Holloway went and talked to her attorney. They set up a sting in Aruba at the Marriott in Aruba. It's all on camera. FBI agents were nearby the whole time. He takes money from this attorney, from Beth Holloway's family, takes money. There's also a wire transfer that's completed, and admits to killing Natalie Holloway. Now, his story at the time in that hotel was a lie. We all know he's had all kinds of stories that he's come up with about what exactly happened to Natalie Holloway and what happened to her body. But Greta's point is, on that day, on May 10th, 2010, when he admitted on camera to all of this and on camera took the money, that they could have immediately arrested him that day and extradited him to the United States. If they would have done that, he would not have been in Peru on the day of Stephanie Flores Ramirez's death. So that's kind of her whole thing, but she has specific details on this. She mentions the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Alabama, at the time was Joyce Vance, and the FBI in Birmingham. She released some of their emails. She said it took her years to get these documents through FOIA requests, but with the Trump administration, she was able to get a lot of those documents.
Yeah, and it's a shame that it took Greta really digging into this in order to just find out how much they bungled this. And yeah, no, I remember that. I was in high school, and so to see a young person from Alabama, I remember that story quite well.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, at least we're getting more of the picture, but it shows how serious law enforcement's job is, and if you mess up, it could very well mean more victims.
Yeah, and I will say, at the time when Van Susteren first came out and had kind of made allegations against the Northern District U.S. Attorney, she said, Joyce Vance said, you know, it takes time to come up with charges and have all the evidence that we need to actually go forward with the prosecution. And so at the time, she said that is why Vandersloot was not instantly apprehended after the sting.
Now, you have a few other stories here. One that just came out today about the TSA stopping a Gulf Shores passenger had some contraband, but not what people think. People might think drugs or something like that, but this was an unusual items this person was carrying.
Yes, the TSA actually released information on this. They didn't release the name of the passenger, but apparently this passenger had 5 stolen cannonballs from Fort Morgan.
And it got him that far.
You cannot travel with cannonballs.
Did they find it in the X-rays?
No, actually, the lead Transportation Security Administration officer, Dustin Dupree, was the one. He uncovered those cannonballs while searching through a traveler's bag. So
Excellent work.
it is
Good job,
important
Dustin
to point
Dupree.
out that they didn't have any explosives inside of the cannonballs. So and they have been returned to Fort Morgan. Thank goodness.
Just like the heist of getting him out of Fort Morgan. Like this person got pretty far.
I've been there.
and then-
It's never hard.
oh, it's not.
No,
hard.
no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
That part.
Yeah, but they
But
catch
they
you at the
didn't
airport.
try. They didn't try very hard to conceal them. They said they were actually just wrapped in like paper towels.
So,
Like at least use aluminum foil or something. You know, I
Something.
mean,
so
something
this
else.
isn't like a heist for historic cannonballs. This is just somebody went to Fort Morgan and like, hey, I'll take one of these.
I think so.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Now, okay, this next one, my God. This one
Oh,
needs
God.
a visual aid for the audience, Erica. I think you know what I'm talking about. It came out today. Like, sometimes you see a headline and you're like, oh, that's terrible. And then you get the photo with the headline. Yeah, Eddie just saw the photo. Let me put it up. Let me put it up on the screen here. And the headline reads, prison food worker accused of having sex with St. Clair Correctional Facility inmate.
Yeah,
What?
we do not need a visual. Like I thought that you were going to talk about this story, but when you said it needs a visual, I thought no, surely it's not talking about that.
I'm putting,
But
I
I
had to
get
put
what
up the,
you're
it adds Eddie.
I don't know who's getting punished here. I mean, just say it.
Anyway, that's a big girl.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh man,
Community
God.
service.
Okay, we're going to need some setup for this one. So they did release the mugshot of this contract food service employee. Kamitris Latanya Woody, she's 42, of Lincoln. She's charged with custodial sexual misconduct, and that's because ADOC said she got caught doing the nasty with an inmate. Yeah. Now, I do have some background on this that isn't quite as funny.
Okay.
Oh,
All right,
no.
what you got?
Oh, don't.
Fix
Oh,
to break my
oh,
heart.
no.
Yeah, it's kind of bad. So they released this lady's name, okay? They said, you know, she's charged. She has been terminated from her employer. She was bringing food in and other things, apparently. But so she's been terminated and charged. Now, as far as the inmate that she was with, allegedly, into that a little, and according to court documents, his last name is Slaughter. They did not put his first name in to the court system documents. They redacted his first name. I'm not sure why they're protecting his identity, so it's hard to find out if he's also going to face charges for,
Yeah.
you know, bumping nasties
I would
with
think so.
somebody while he's in prison.
Takes two to tango.
So I looked, yeah. So I looked up St. Clair Corrections Facility inmates. There's one man with the last name Slaughter that's currently incarcerated, and if this is the person who did this, it's really, really terrible because his name is Delandis Slaughter. He was found guilty of capital murder back in 2011 for killing a 6-year-old child named Kenyatta Kendrick. And this was a big case. There was 3 people arrested for this 6-year-old murder in Eclectic. And so if that's the suspect, I think we need to hear more from ADOC. You know, what is he facing? Is he going to be charged with this? You know, what is his punishment for his part in this? It's just really terrible. This was a drive-by shooting, so the two others are also in prison, but I'm not sure what they're up to. I just know if this is the slaughter that is implicated in this crime, we need more information on that. And so I've reached out to ADOC to confirm this and find out more information, and I will definitely update you guys on 1819news.com when I hear more.
You know, I know a few people with the last name Slaughter are great upstanding citizens, but I think it's time to change that last name sometime.
Sergeant Slaughter?
Yeah. Like, well, I wasn't
It is
talking.
kind of terrible.
It's wrestling. I
All
thought
right.
that was
Sometimes a name is destiny, though.
you. Yeah.
And then you add to this, okay, so this woman who's 42, she was doing this with a heinous murderer. Wow.
Allegedly.
Oh, allegedly, yes.
Yeah.
Alabama, I've often said Alabama's prisons are a portal to hell, if not one of the circles of hell.
Mm-hmm.
Like a nice preview of what hell might be in the end of days. And this story just confirms that for me. So thank you for that,
Well,
Erica.
And I do want to remind you, there could be another inmate with the last name Slaughter in St. Clair Correctional Facility, but I have been unable to find one in the inmate roster. But if that is it, I would like to know, and I'm definitely working to find out.
Now, let's do something that's a little more wholesome, something I wholeheartedly agree with the governor on. Governor Kay Ivey issued a proclamation in honor of Will Roberts.
Yes, this will be, they're declaring that August 1st will be Will Roberts Day. And I've talked about Will Roberts multiple times on this program. He is the 15-year-old from Ralph, Alabama, who recently passed away after a long, hard-fought battle with osteosarcoma, which is a rare and aggressive bone cancer. His mother constantly updated followers and supporters on her Facebook page about his journey. And then he's the child that came on Facebook Live one night desperate because he said, we've learned about this new medication, and I need to have it, but I can't have it in Alabama. It's only available in California. So he called on the Trump administration. They responded. Dr. Oz got Will Roberts to California, but just as Will Roberts predicted, it was probably too late for him. But he wanted to leave an impact so that our lawmakers can look at ways to make this drug available to people nationwide. Unfortunately, Roberts passed away on July 23rd. His body was flown back yesterday to Alabama, and his funeral will be on August 1st. So Governor Kay Ivey put out this proclamation honoring Will and remembering him as a brave young man whose courage inspired us all. And I have to say, I agree with this one.
Yeah, 100%. And other than that story, and there are a couple others, I see why you gave me the disclaimer about I don't know if it's wholesome, because I consider you wholesome. But then after going through a lot of those, especially that prison story, come on, man. I say it all the time. I don't know how you do it, Erica.
Well, I just keep on keeping on, like Joe Dirt would say, and I get that from our CEO at 1819 News, Brian Dawson. That's kind of how he always gets us going, keep on keeping on. We are here to tell the stories, all the sides of the stories for the people of Alabama, because that's what they deserve.
So, folks, you can always check out Erica Thomas's work at 1819news.com. And yeah, be sure to check out everybody's work at 1819news.com, from the news staff to the op-ed writers. We got a good team there.
Yeah, you can email us all, news@1819news.com. We'd love to hear your story ideas.
Well, thank you, Erica. God bless.
Thank you. God bless.
Yeah, Erica Thomas with 1819 News, folks.
Give her contact out one more time, shall we, Joey? Erica's.
Erica at 1819news.com. And that's ERICA. Okay. No, that's what somebody wanted. By the way, this part of the program, Eddie, brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder. They're at Dillon Ring.
Oh, I checked out something they had this morning on their
You
page.
did?
Yes, I did.
Pretty
Reminds
cool,
me
right?
of like a lucky charm, Joey.
A lucky charm.
lucky charm.
Yeah, you're gonna keep going with the Irish accent.
Well, I just thought for a minute maybe they were making you a bracelet and
no,
give you a little lucky charm action.
no,
yeah.
but this is green, baby. It's an emerald and diamond lotus stack ring. What is that? A malachite or malachite
I'll go with malachite.
lotus pendant combo, and it's wow,
It's beautiful.
stunning piece of jewelry. That's gonna turn heads. The deep greens against the warm gold. Josh is saying he's officially obsessed. Yeah. And so the lotus shape symbolizing rebirth and spiritual awakening. It's no wonder these lotuses are green. So if you want to stop by, this is the sort of stuff they have there ready to go in stock. Or if you want something similar, they can custom design something for you there. And of course, they're a full service jewelry shop, so they can do appraisals, they can do repairs, they can do spa treatments to clean up older jewelry.
Yep.
They can do it all,
They sure can.
including even watch repair or watch battery replacements.
Yep.
Excuse me. They really can do it all. So check them out today. Stop by 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellows on the radio, sent you. I'm a little disturbed from that prison story. Now, a lot of that stuff she covers is disturbing. But, like,
What do you think happens in prison, Joey?
I don't want to know now. Like, when I saw that headline, I'm like, my God.
Dude, I've read enough books. It's just another Tuesday there. It's just
Just awful.
it's prison life, bro. That's why you don't want to go. You don't have to do that kind of thing.
Well, it shows how desperate people get, too.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there are worse examples of
Yes,
desperation.
I think there are much worse, but yes. Yes. That's why you want to stay out of prison, Joey. Why you want to stay out?
Yeah, I'd like to stay out.
Yeah. I don't even want to visit because I'm too scared something might happen.
Yeah.
Like they pull a file and all of a sudden I'm not leaving.
You want me walking the halls?
Oh, Joey. Your dance card would be full, Joey.
Yeah. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. But, good guy like you, doing the things you do, that's something you ain't got to worry about, man.
Yeah. Gotta stay on the straight and narrow,
Yeah.
baby.
That right there should be encouragement,
Yeah.
if you ever think about it. Did
get
you ever
that
have
off.
the Scared Straight program at y'all's?
No,
What
we
am I
didn't.
asking that for y'all school.
Well, it was called Look at the Crucifix. You did that to Jesus.
That actually was probably stronger than some
Which
of the
is
other ones.
true.
Yeah, that's probably stronger than some of the other ones.
Yeah, it's very true. And, as I'm now older and have returned, I see the beauty of it along with the horror of the crucifixion. But yeah, as a kid, and then also as a kid, when you don't fully understand things, or like every Ash Wednesday, they're telling you from dust you came and to dust you will return.
Kind of freak you out just
Now
a
let me
little?
put ashes on your forehead.
Just to get you started.
It's like, I'm not going to commit any crimes on earth or try not to.
Maybe private school would have been better for me. I don't know. Maybe public school is where I went wrong.
Yeah, man. No, Catholic school, I wouldn't change a thing.
No, I did the same with Justin. I didn't put him in Catholic school, but private school. I knew public school. Just too many distractions.
But before we hit this break,
Yeah.
little tease here.
Okay, what you got, bro?
You know how we covered UAB got a grant
Oh, yeah.
for the trans men's vaginal study?
Yes, yes.
Because apparently if you're born a woman
Okay.
and you transition into being a man, so
Okay.
you're still a woman, but you're now trying to present as a man, there are all sorts of different therapies, including one like testosterone therapy.
Okay.
Would you have guessed that testosterone, like injecting or in oral, whatever, testosterone being put in your body could mess up your vagina?
I'm not an expert in that, but I'm going to go with probably there's going to be an issue there. Yeah.
And then menopause hits, and by God.
Well, I do have some.
No,
Yes.
that's actually, I think that's how you end up with like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a real deal, no doubt, but it's crazy.
Anyway, the person responsible, the professor at UAB responsible for the trans men's vaginal study is also behind another woke taxpayer-funded research. The headline reads from Craig Munger.
My buddy Craig.
Is it Munger or Munger? Or?
He's a fishmonger.
The headline reads from Craig Munger, Dismantling Binary Sexual Constructs. So you want to dismantle some binary sexual constructs
let's
after the break?
Yeah.
All
Let's do this.
I thought you'd be excited for that. Anyway, folks, we'll be right back.
Are listening to Joey Clark. Joey Clark.
Joey Clark.
Joey Clark. You're listening to Joey Clark.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
What are you getting?
Still deciding, but I do know on August 11th, I'm choosing Rhett Marcus for Congress.
Why Rhett Marcus?
Because he's a true conservative, endorsed by President Trump and Senator Katie Britt.
Oh, then you can trust him.
And he's a small business owner, not a politician.
Sounds like this choice on August 11th is the easiest decision we'll ever make.
Remember to vote on August 11th. I'm Rhett Marcus, the Trump-endorsed candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Rhett for Alabama.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Here are several ways to attract more buyers to your home. First, price it right to sell, not to sit. An accurate market analysis will tell you what price it should be. Next, prepare the home to show and sell by deep cleaning by a professional cleaner, including carpet. Declutter all rooms, including closets. Evaluate flooring, replace if needed. Paint inside and out where needed, and make the kitchen and bath sparkle. How about the exterior? Are the colors faded on the shutters or fascia? Power washing them and all sidewalks and driveways and patios prior to listing the house. Remember, your price and curb appeal will create a showing appointment. Your condition of the house will make them stay and look longer and buy quicker. For all the steps you need to take to get your house ready for sale, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 334-221-2883 or 334-551-0225.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Following yesterday's big sell-off, Wall Street began the day with gains. The market appears to be shifting its focus to mostly solid corporate earnings, while still absorbing the Fed's decision to leave its benchmark borrowing rate alone for now. Microsoft has posted strong quarterly earnings, surpassing expectations. The company earned $90 billion in the April through June quarter, and that was up 18% from a year ago. The AI boom is boosting Samsung's bottom line. The South Korean tech giant Samsung Electronics checking in with a record operating profit of $62 billion for the April through June quarter. The earnings report comes a day after crosstown rival SK Hynix also reported record earnings. The world's two largest memory chip makers riding a global artificial intelligence boom. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Earnest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Earnest, 334-279-7431. Earnest Financial, LLC.
Hi, everybody. Another very hot day in progress with high temperatures up to the middle 90s today and tomorrow. And I think the heat index will be near or above 105 both days. And although there will be storms on the radar, they will be widely scattered in nature and many towns will get skipped. But over the weekend, a frontal system approaching will increase the rain chances quite a bit. Doesn't mean your weekend is washout, but there will be scattered to numerous storms on the radar. And some of those on Saturday and Sunday could be on the strong side. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Back to school shopping starts now, and ASC Credit Union has you covered. Our back to school loan helps you pay for supplies, laptops, clothes, and more. Stop by your local ASC branch or apply today at yourasccu.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Middays, short drive, north side, west side, south side in Montgomery.
East side, too.
Joey, Joey Clark.
And Eddie Bader.
The University of Alabama at Birmingham professor behind a federally funded study into improving the vaginal health of so-called transgender men is also receiving money to study a bevy of other trans-related issues. A report by 1819 News found a $316,000 National Institutes of Health grant awarded to Dr. Olivia Van Gerwen, an assistant professor in the UAB Division of Infectious Diseases, focusing on the quote-unquote vaginal health of transgender men, otherwise abbreviated as TGM. This is all being reported by Craig Monger at 1819 News. There further research.
Craig.
Yeah, we're sorry, Craig. Further research into Van Gerwen's resume shows additional taxpayer-funded studies and research surrounding transgender issues, sexually transmitted diseases, HIV, and other issues specifically tailored to transgender individuals. One 2021 review authored by Van Gerwen and others is titled Anatomical and Sexual Health Considerations Among Trans Feminine Individuals Who Have Undergone Vaginoplasty. Vaginoplasty. And acceptance of transgender and gender-diverse individuals continues to increase. Gender-affirming surgery, a cornerstone in the management of gender dysphoria, is becoming more readily available, the study's abstract reads. HIV and sexually transmitted infections, STIs, disproportionately affect these populations. Why is that? That seems a little discriminatory and prejudiced.
No, not really.
But there are limited epidemiological and management data on STIs in people who have undergone gender-affirming genital surgery, such as vaginoplasty. I'm probably not saying that right. Vaginoplasty. Vaginoplasty?
That's fine, Joey. You're saying it just fine.
The study was funded by HHS's Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality. Another 2024 study titled Recruiting Transgender Men in the Southeastern United States for Genital Microbiome Research, Lessons Learned, received grant funds through both the NIH and HHS. You want to know why? Do you understand why now I'm considering calling the show Beating the Effing S? Because this is, I was telling Eddie off air, it's demonic. It's like all these stories, and it's straight out of like, well, why do you got to even pay attention to it? Well, because it's being funded.
That's the other part. I don't
by your
get.
government.
How's that being funded? How's that being funded? And why?
But anyway, when it comes to recruiting transgender men in the southeastern United States for genital microbiome research, at least the lessons learned about it, transgender men, TGM, are underrepresented in genital microbiome research, the abstract reads. Our prospective study in Birmingham, Alabama, investigated genital microbiota changes over time in TGM initiating testosterone, including the development of incident bacterial vaginosis. You know, in like, you
remember when your mom came to class?
Yeah.
Did she cover any of that?
No.
Because when my mom read me the child life books, which was very embarrassing, we didn't cover this part either, and I'm kind of glad. I would have been so much more confused then.
It's what your taxpayer dollars are going to, folks.
Is there a button we can push to not fund that?
By the way, incident of bacterial vaginosis
Okay.
is abbreviated little I with the dot. Big B. Big V. Here we present lessons learned from recruitment challenges encountered during the conduct of this study. People got paid for this. I'm laughing because it's just, what is this?
Yes.
It's like, hey, if we do things that supposedly solve the problem, but really we just create a whole host of new problems, then we can get more money to solve that whole host of new problem.
It's the money, man. It's the money.
And somehow, at the bottom of all this, even though testosterone gave your vagina a bacterial infection because you shouldn't be doing that.
Right. There we go.
Somehow, at the bottom of all this, if we just study it enough, people will be happy. We'll be happy.
I'd be happier not knowing about it, to be quite honest, Joey.
Well, you're in this business with me for now. So you must
when
learn
are you
about
going
it.
alone? You're talking about the rebranding? Is that happening now?
This is the incident, the incident of bacterial vaginosis that ended our relationship on the air. I was going to say, you know, in the, at least in the Catholic Church tradition, certain saints have the scent of sanctity.
Okay.
It really, it's like this floral, overpowering scent, like St. Padre Pio in particular.
Like a pizza guy smells like pepperoni.
Right, but Padre Pio would smell of like lavender and roses,
Ooh,
and
lovely.
they said it would be overpowering sometimes when he would enter into the room. Like overpowering.
Almost foul.
Like, no, very sweet and very, like, but over the top.
Mhm.
Like somebody emptied a whole perfume bottle.
Drink Kool-Aid at my buddy's house.
And I believe it was when they found him dead, it didn't smell like a dead body. It smelled like the scent of sanctity. And he's not the only one. Anyway, I was just going to say this might be the opposite of that.
Yeah, I believe you're right, Joey.
By the way, the study's conclusion reads
A
excitement.
waste of money.
Excitement among TGM, transgender men, women. Excitement among women for research representation should be leveraged in future work by engaging transgender community stakeholders at the inception of study development, particularly regarding feasibility of study inclusion and exclusion criteria, as well as recruitment of TGM of color. We got too many white TGMs.
Mm-hmm.
These results also highlight the need for more clinical resources for prescribing gender-affirming hormone therapy, especially in the southeastern U.S. There's another one here. We didn't even get to it. This is what we teased.
Oh, boy.
That it's a paper called by Van Gerwen and others titled Embracing Complexity and Dismantling Binary Sexual Constructs in Sexual Health Research. It questions whether the medical field should define male and female based on biological sex.
You got one job, really, right? If you went to a doctor and the doctor had to ask you, Joey, are you male or female? Would you feel comfortable with that doctor? Neither would I.
I would not feel comfortable with that doctor.
Neither would I.
Right. Binary-based constructs of male and female have also pervaded scientific research, most often referring to those whose assigned sex at birth matches that of their gender identity, i.e. cisgender people, the paper reads. Despite the current political climate in the United States, increasing attention is being paid to what it really means to be male or female. Yeah? Should we define these concepts by anatomy? Sex assigned at birth? What someone feels and knows to be their true self? These questions are complex and nuanced. I believe God created them male and female.
Mm-hmm.
Mary, the mother of God, was a woman.
Yes, I remember that clearly.
And her son, the only begotten Son of God, was a man.
Mm-hmm.
The disciples, the apostles, were men. Yet the first to find him at the tomb, Mary Magdalene, were women.
Yep.
And you don't just have to do the Bible. You can go throughout all sorts of our, say, history, our literature, the love songs we write for one another. And seriously, when you go look at, like, what this country, because there's a lot of talk about immigration and, you know, so-and-so didn't die and bleed for this. Jefferson and Adams Washington didn't set up a country for this. Men didn't die in the Battle of the Bulge or on Iwo Jima for this, or Gettysburg for this. But it is taxpayer dollars going to this that we don't really understand. What are these concepts? And so give us more money so we can butcher and mutilate confused, lost souls who really are suffering and in pain. You know what will solve that suffering and pain? A bit more suffering and pain. Just give us more money. We'll study it some more, and everybody will be happy. Happiness. In fact, if we just carve you up a little bit more, maybe we can make you not human. Because you think the transgender stuff's weird. Get ready for transhumanism.
Yep. We already got people that want that.
Like, seriously, hold on to your butts. I'm being serious. Do not get a cyborg butt.
Well, what about the people that even get the facial surgery so much they look like a cat? I mean, that's
there's that as well.
There's that. So it's only going to get crazier.
Despite these striking statistics and a clear need for more research characterizing the sexual health outcomes among TGNB, transgender non-binary people, progress is impacted by structural racism, misogyny, and transphobia, which remain ingrained in the U.S. healthcare system. Perpetual use of the gender binary paradigm in areas of sexual health research, such as clinical trials and medical device development, for instance, STI diagnostic tools, further marginalizes this population's representation in the scientific discourse and the development of tailored clinical guidance. It's also the language that, again, demonic.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll be right back after this.
You're listening to Joey Clark.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
Joey Clark.
So what did we learn in that first hour?
I like being a straight guy. I don't have near as many problems as I thought I did compared to some of these other folks.
Yeah, but you got to pay for it.
I'm not crazy about that part. I'll be very honest.
Right.
But
And honestly, you are the problem. All these other problems, they wouldn't be as difficult
yeah.
if y'all would just stop being so racist.
Oh,
and you'd stop it with your misogyny.
And
I'm pointing at you,
I've heard a
but
lot
really
of that.
I'm pointing at me.
Well,
so I'm
the
not trying to
misogyny,
blame
you know, apparently I have an issue with that. I didn't know, but apparently
right.
You joke too hard about it, people think you're serious.
Right. And even if it's not you, Eddie Bader,
yeah.
even if it's not me, Joey Clark,
right.
Maybe it's not Bob or Tom or Dan or Susie or Sally out there listening. None of us individually.
I don't think we have any Sallys.
There are no more Sallys?
I don't think we have any Sallys listening. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But it's none of our faults individually. It's not like Eddie's racist, Joey's a sexist. It's that the structure, the system is racist. The system is sexist.
But so if I'm in the system, I'm automatically part of that?
Well, you're either part of it,
okay,
or you're allied against it. It's not enough to be just not racist, Eddie. You have to be actively anti-racist.
I've heard that a few times.
In fact, it's not enough to just be gay. You can't just, sow cork and enjoy it.
Yeah.
You have to use that identity as a radical means to bring about the destruction of white supremacist, patriarchal, Western capitalism and the Roman Catholic Church as well as its Protestant offspring. We have to get rid of it all.
What if I'm white and gay?
Okay, go back to just, hanging with the boys and watch this oppressive society continue to destroy marginalized people.
Can't beat them, join them, Joey.
Maybe that's the new name of the show. Hanging with the boys.
Be you by yourself.
Yeah, which I think makes it even better. We'll be right back.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Some good news about the economy today as the Commerce Department reports that spending and growth were fairly robust in the second quarter of the year, even though the economy overall slowed down. It showed that consumers were willing to spend a little bit more of their own money despite some of their concerns, including over those rising fuel prices brought on by the war. An historic first for Historic Divinity School, and it shows it's a sign of the times with regard to artificial intelligence. Starting next year, Shaw's University and its Divinity School plans to offer a new degree track, a doctor in education in artificial intelligence and moral agency. Meanwhile, artificial intelligence and the stocks that back it up are all the rage these days on Wall Street right now. The NASDAQ is doing well. It's up by 624 points after a gigantic loss yesterday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average has clawed out about a 600-point gain so far as well. This is SRN News.
Hi, I'm Kirk Cameron. Christian Healthcare Ministries is not another health insurance policy. If you're tired of year-long contracts and pointless restrictions, CHM offers anytime enrollment on your schedule and at your convenience. With CHM, you're paying half the cost of a traditional health insurance plan. So that puts more money back into your budget for everyday needs. Plus, you'll have access to CHM's care solutions for virtual appointments, prescription savings, surgery support, and more. My family and I joined in 2018, and it's changed our lives for the better. We love paying way less while helping other believers afford their medical bills. Take the leap of faith and see why Christians across the nation are better with CHM.
Get started by calling 1-833-JOIN-CHM and use promo code WELLNESS for a 50% credit towards your first month. That's 1-833-JOIN-CHM and use promo code WELLNESS.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Victoryland.
Giveaways galore all summer long. Diamond Days Diamond Jewelry Giveaway and TV Tuesdays TV Giveaway with $185,000 in free play at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino off I-85 exit 22 Shorter, Alabama.
Well, hi, everybody. Another very hot day in progress with high temperatures up to the middle 90s today and tomorrow. And I think the heat index will be near or above 105 both days. And although there will be storms on the radar, they will be widely scattered in nature and many towns will get skipped. But over the weekend, a frontal system approaching will increase the rain chances quite a bit. Doesn't mean your weekend is washout, but there will be scattered to numerous storms on the radar. And some of those on Saturday and Sunday could be on the strong side. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Montgomery police have made an arrest in a July 19th shooting on Del Rado Road. 31-year-old Sharice Barrow is charged with first-degree assault and discharging a weapon into an occupied building. The shooting happened just after 2 a.m. at the New Moon Bar on Del Rey Road. Several rounds were fired inside the bar, seriously injuring a woman. A second suspect in the shooting is still at large. A man arrested for attempted murder in Montgomery was out on bond for a murder charge. 27-year-old Frederiquez Richardson is accused of intentionally hitting a woman with his car at the Raceway gas station July 5th on Eastern Boulevard. Richardson was out on bail for murder in a Selma shooting that occurred in December 2023. An active shooter response exercise is being conducted today at Montgomery Catholic's Vaughn Road campus. You may notice an increased presence of police, fire, or other emergency personnel at the school. This is only a training exercise designed to help first responder preparedness in the event of an emergency. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-478-6430 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-478-6430. That's 800-478-6430. What do you have to lose? Call 800-478-6430. Again, 800-478-6430.
WAKA Blue Water Broadcasting, Tyndall Incorporated, and Piggly Wiggly Food for Less invite you to help us stuff the truck on Saturday, August 22nd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Sturbridge Piggly Wiggly Food for Less. Donate non-perishable food, classroom supplies, or cash to help local students facing food insecurity and support our teachers. Visit WAKA.com for a shopping list and stop by our community resource fair for valuable services and information for River Region families. Together, we can stuff the truck and strengthen our community.
Lewis at the Capital Oyster Bar, and I just want to tell you, if you're in business or got an event coming up and want to do some advertising, wisely spent dollars are spent down here at Blue Water Broadcasting. All the guys are nice, easy to work with, and I see results, I guarantee you.
Blue Water Broadcasting is the #1 most listened to radio group in the River Region. Find out how to put this reach to work for your business. Call us to find out how we can help. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folk helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
You're listening
to Joey Clark.
Joey Clark.
And his old pal, Mr. Bader.
It's
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. 272-9228. You know, Corey DeAngelis, he's a school choice evangelist.
Okay.
And he's been on the show a long time ago when we were pushing for school choice and stuff like that here in Alabama.
Still pushing for school choice, but yes, sir.
And they have this breaking thing from Accuracy in Media. It's an undercover sting video.
Ooh, okay.
And it's the American Psychological Association, which probably per capita has more crazy people than most conferences.
Yes.
In fact, I'm willing to bet you could go to a furry conference. A lot of crazy people there. Less crazy than this American Psychological Association.
I hate to agree with you,
but one of the conference speakers, it's like, actually, that guy dresses up like a squirrel.
That's his only issue?
He's pretty centered. But one of the conference speakers said the main goal is to help white people white individuals become better allies. And she railed against anti-DEI policies and promotes anti-racism to redistribute power. They want, quote unquote, white allies to, quote unquote, stay in their lane.
What?
What does that have to do with psychology?
I have no idea.
But you notice the redistribute power thing?
Yeah.
This is what I was getting at earlier.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not enough to just be the thing and to have good intentions and everybody just do their best. It's no, you have to use your marginalized identity as a wedge against the power structures that be. If not, you're not a good ally.
I feel like
in fact,
pretty good ally of man, period.
Yeah.
That's me.
But this is, I guess, very Catholic, but you're better than you think and a hell of a lot worse than you think.
Oh, I know I'm worse. I'm down with the worst.
It's both. And we're all that way. We're all better than we give ourselves credit, and we're all worse than we want to believe.
I'm down with the worst.
You said this is Grace?
Yes, I believe this is Grace.
Hello, Grace. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much. I didn't realize I was going to be on the air, but I appreciate this opportunity.
Yes.
May I speak about a topic that I have great interest in today?
What is the topic?
It is the new city ordinance that's proposed for short-term rentals in our city.
Sure, go
You
ahead.
bet.
All right, thank you for the opportunity. The Subcommittee for Commerce and Industry here in the city of Montgomery has printed what they think is an ordinance that's ready to be reviewed and considered and voted on by our City of Montgomery City Council that has some very meaningful and disturbing and concerning points to it that will affect every homeowner in our City of Montgomery and every neighborhood. The ordinance is saying that the city is going to give a non-conforming use to any homeowner who owns a home in the City of Montgomery to allow them to use their home for a short-term rental. And the city ordinance that's proposed states that there can be a short-term rental in every block, one on every outward-facing street that makes up a city block. So, for example, if your home existed in a neighborhood here in Montgomery, and your home was on a city block, let's say shaped like a rectangle, for example, the ordinance would allow a house to be a short-term rental and be given a business license to conduct business as a short-term rental on every street outward facing the street. So there would be 4 short-term rentals in every city block of our city. That's ridiculous to me. Our city of Montgomery was not designed to have businesses and transient housing in every neighborhood of our city. The city should not be allowed to give a non-conforming use to a homeowner to allow them to run a business out of a residential home. What is the city trying to do now? Are they trying to hollow out our neighborhoods so that the people that have not already fled our city will do so now? This is an important topic that's getting kind of overshadowed by the Jackson Hospital dilemma and the bond issue that's up right now for discussion and vote with the council. But this issue, where it may not be as moneyed, is important to our city and to the people who own homes in our city. And we need every person to reach out to their council member that represents their district and get a copy of this ordinance and understand it and tell their council member that they don't agree in allowing your neighbor, the home right next door to you, could become a business, and transient people coming in and out of that home every week that are not.
So it allows for any type of business. It's not just narrowly tailored to, say, something like Airbnbs?
No, this ordinance strictly discusses short-term rentals.
Okay.
This is a special ordinance to address short-term rentals.
So you could have an Airbnb next door to you.
Yes, four on every block.
4 on every block. Okay. I'm wondering, I guess it's first come, first serve.
I don't know what you
Say
I'm
there's
sorry, you're
already
gonna-
4 and you're like, dadgummit, I bought this house to turn it into an Airbnb, but I can't. I guess there's 4 already.
That's right. If this ordinance should go through, it's on the table now, and it's going to be discussed next Tuesday night at the Montgomery City Council meeting.
Okay. No, and all this language needs to be looked at carefully, and especially the regulation of Airbnbs in local neighborhoods. There are a lot of times occupancy issues, and in fact, people not even following the rules of Airbnb or what's the other company?
VRBO.
So yeah, there are a lot of issues, especially if you have a bunch of those popping up at once. People start doing huge parties, all sorts of things there.
It's been a tremendous problem. I got involved because there was a mob, 200-person party across the street from my home. That's what got my attention.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy. That would be probably in violation of Airbnb's rules and in violation of city rules. And
It would be, but see, the Airbnbs, they want the income. They want the owner of the house listing the house on their platform, and they want the income that's derived from that house being a short-term rental. So they're just slapping the owner of the house on the back of the hand and keeping the person's deposit, but they're not. When something like that happens, Airbnb is leaving it up to the owner of the house to handle it, and really, it's the occupants of the adjoining homes in the neighborhood who suffer. We're the ones that see the problem. We're the ones who handle the traffic. We're the ones that have to listen to the squad cars showing up in our neighborhood. We're the ones that have to watch these people misuse the property, play music too loud, the drugs, the open use of marijuana. We're the one. It's the neighbors. It's the people who live in the neighborhood who get to police and bring attention to the 911 calls that we place for assistance, because people, you can't control people, and you can't control the people who own these homes. They just get a little slap on the back of the hand and go on their merry way.
And so you really don't like that this ordinance will essentially formalize that. And I hear where you're coming from. And I would encourage folks to get in touch with their city council person.
Absolutely. The ordinance is available. You can call downtown to the city of Montgomery, and they can email you a copy of the ordinance that's under discussion and review right now. But yes, call your city councilman and let them know that you do not agree with them giving non-conforming uses to these homes and to these homeowners, and you don't agree with the fines that they're proposing, and you certainly don't agree with the city trying to overstep plat restrictions and restrictions that are in place. No one goes into a neighborhood and buys a home expecting that the home next door to you is going to become a transient use property.
Well, I appreciate the call, Grace.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the time.
Yes, ma'am. This is what happens when you don't invite folks to the cookout and you just throw the cookout.
El Propertio right so.
So you don't like it because it would limit the number?
No, I could give a.
Yeah.
Yeah. It the way she's forming it, it sounds like they're automatically going to be 4 on every block now.
Right, but no, that
I've got
sounds like that
Airbnbs
would be a limit.
throughout this Tri-County area. I know a lot of people do. Yes, there are issues. Yes, I like the fact that the city, I hate the fact the city's having to get involved, but I'm glad the fact they're going to have some type of ordinance now. As far as it goes, I've never had an issue with anyone partying too hard or anything at Airbnb. I've had some other people, they generally don't know about it. They generally find out from the neighbors, and they generally have gone to the neighbors before and said, hey, this is an Airbnb. This is my Airbnb. Here's my number. If anything ever happens here that you don't want, you feel, call me.
Right.
So
well, what if it, and I hear you.
You can't blanket
But then
statement the
let's
whole
take the more extreme example where somebody really doesn't give a damn about the neighbors.
Okay.
And they really don't give a damn if a party's being had. Like,
Cops
kind
do.
of the reason we got that. And yeah, okay, so that's the point, is the neighbors need to then call the police. And how many police show up? And now I've heard city council members from all different parts of the city saying this is a huge issue. In fact, I heard Rondé Mitchell the other day putting out on Facebook that these unsanctioned massive parties, which often are inviting even worse things than just smoking pot and eating food. But where's our police force? And thus we're back to the issue we've been talking about and why Montgomery needs a new mayor. Yesterday, I read this leader at the Fraternal Order of Police.
Yes, I read that.
Everett Johnson.
Yep.
And
I
it's just a
posted.
perfect example of like what I've been saying for a while.
Yep.
Of like, we have just a relationship leadership problem.
Yeah. I thought it summed it up pretty well. Also, I think we had 2 murders yesterday in town. I think we are leading the state right now.
Pray for the repose of their souls. And it really is getting tiresome when you look at, like, Birmingham had a lot of the issues coming out of COVID. Like everybody else. Now it's always been the excuse. It was COVID, or no,
I'm
it's
so sick of it, but
policing in general. And yeah, it's tough. Well, number one, homicides were at a huge low last year, and we're down 20% from that again. This is in large part, I think, of general national policies by Trump to empower police. And perhaps when you deport a lot of people that are violent criminals,
Yeah.
crime will come down too.
Well, not only that, you get people's attention when you're doing that. So,
But those were the excuses for years. We're now 6 years removed from 2020.
Mhm.
And Birmingham had its issues, and Birmingham's doing great. Now, are they perfect? Could they have improvements?
but no one's looking for perfection.
But they've hired police. They actually list the number of police officers I believe they have. There's crime stats that you're seeing actual drops. And again, you can sit there, as I mentioned yesterday, and talk about the stats and try, but at a certain point, people just don't believe you anymore. Right. They don't trust you. Now, I was talking with a local business owner this morning. Going to join on as a live spot.
Cool.
And he loves Montgomery. And especially since going back to church, I'm like, well, that's the Montgomery I grew up with, and it's good to be back home in the Montgomery I grew up with.
Okay.
But the thing I told him, it's not like I walk around in fear of my life here in Montgomery. Maybe I'm blessed in the sense of the neighborhood I get to live in now. It was starting to feel a little tight, at least like a turtleneck living in Forest Hills. But I've lived all over the place. Zelda, like apartments on Zelda Road in Cloverdale, Capitol Heights.
Trouble follows you wherever you go.
But what I said to this guy is, again, it's not like I walk around in fear of my life. It's more like there's just certain areas of town I prefer not to go to.
Of course.
Just
But that's any town.
That's any town. But it seems like that no-go zone is creeping.
Oh, yeah. It's getting wider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of the time, even if you go to those areas where you're like, I don't like the vibe here, like, you'll be fine. But it's that one time is all it takes, man.
How many of those places do you just don't go to after dark?
And that's just like going to a place.
Yeah.
What about investing in a place? Putting millions of dollars up to invest in a place.
I think that's why the city's having to do that, Joey.
Yeah.
Nobody else will.
This is part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And their Pest Pro, Ashley, and that great team are ready to help you out with any and all of your pest control needs. Of course, 'tis the season for mosquitoes. They are nasty creatures.
Yes.
You can get rid of them. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, it's a year-round thing, because they're not around all the time.
Mm-mm.
But when it is peak mosquito season...
Oh, especially right now, with all the rain and all we're getting.
Pest Pro can get rid of them.
Yep.
Even with all the rain.
Yep.
Even with all the water sitting out there.
That being said, you want a decent yard this time of year. You got fire ants out there, again, with all the rain. Let them knock that out.
Especially if you got kids or dogs or something.
You don't want the grandkids out there smacking fire ants.
No.
And with the dogs, that brings up the fleas and ticks.
Yep.
Again, you want that yard treated. You don't want those coming in your house.
You might as well just call it Pest Pro and get the full package. Now, you can do the basic package.
Sure.
It's a monthly subscription, and They'll make sure nothing's getting inside, so
Right.
to speak. But often they don't even have to. They visit on a regular basis, and they don't have to go inside. They can just spray around the property and
They
get
sure
the job
can.
done. But I encourage you, get the full package. That way, whatever might come up, Pest Pro Services has it under control. And talk about success coming out of the pandemic. And I think it's their success that's proof of how good they are.
They
A
are
company
that good.
doesn't grow the way they've grown if they ain't doing a good job.
Right, but they've got a heck of a leader over there in Ashley, and she's
Amen.
always forward thinking.
So check them out today. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or call them direct at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. 272-9228. So, Montgomery needs a new mayor. Now, the people of Montgomery will have every opportunity to make that decision next year.
Yep.
But I'm pretty convinced of that at this point. 272-9228 again, if you want to get on the conversation. That's 334-272-9228. Honestly, I'm kind of tired of I don't want to do the American Psychological Association. I've heard enough from just the headline. So let's do something else.
Please, because most of them are just ex-patients. And I tell my shrink this all the time.
Yeah, ex-patients.
Ex-patients.
So there's a story I ran across.
Yeah? Was it Kennedy in Alaska? Because I saw him.
No.
He was standing in the river doing some fishing, and God, he looks manly, man. He is. Kennedy's really looking buff.
RFK Jr.?
Yes.
Yeah, no, he's definitely on testosterone.
He stopped by there. I forget what he was doing up there, but yeah, they got a picture of him in Alaska doing some fishing. And
Isn't it amazing that Bobby Kennedy at 60-something years old can take testosterone, work out, eat fairly healthy, and taking all that testosterone, he doesn't have to worry about it messing up his vagina.
no, I didn't know he was 67. He looks wonderful for 67. I know that didn't come out as I wanted it to, but he looks wonderful for 67.
Mm-hmm. Hanging with the boys.
The boys are on the move.
Now, this is a story out of Australia.
Okay.
Specimens found in Australia highlighted a bizarre interspecies drama from the Cretaceous era involving a flying dinosaur eaten by an over 20-foot marine reptile, which was in turn devoured by an even larger water monster. This fossilized food chain was highlighted in the journal Gondwana Research.
Oh.
You ever read that? Good read.
I have not, but I've experienced something like that, but haven't read it.
Oh, you've experienced the Gondwana?
No, the having
Or,
a
excuse me,
larger
the Gondwana.
having the larger animal come and take what you thought was the biggest fish in the sea. Yeah.
It's one of the clearest examples ever discovered of a three-tiered predator interaction. Dean Lomax, a paleontologist at the UK's University of Manchester, who was not directly involved in the research, said in a statement, signs of the bones in question had been discovered in 2019 by 4 fossil hunters digging in the outback near Richmond. 100 million years ago, this arid region was an inland water body known as the Eromanga Sea, which was a veritable monster soup.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the photos here. Pretty insane. The specimens, known as the bag of bones, were subsequently analyzed by a Chronosaurus Corner fossil museum curator Kevin Peterson, whose team spent 600 hours organizing them into a quasi-complete ichthyosaur specimen, whatever that means, measuring nearly 23 feet long.
Ooh, wow.
A series of CT scans revealed that the stomach of the critter, a marine reptile that was essentially like a dolphin with razor-sharp teeth, contained the jaw of a flying dino known as a pterosaur. This suggested that the aerial hunter had flown too close to the sea and gotten snapped up by the aquatic predator lurking beneath, marking the first ever evidence of this particular predator-prey interaction. But the prehistoric caper didn't end there. The skeleton bore split vertebrae, missing ribs and crushing bite marks on other bones. Matt White, a paleontologist at the University of New England, one of the study's co-authors, said, "I was amazed by the size of the ichthyosaur and shocked to see it littered with bite marks. Dr. White believes there was one critter in the Eromanga Sea that was capable of producing injuries of this magnitude. The Chronosaurus queenslandicus.
Big old thing, was it?
Named after the powerful titan of Greek mythology. Yeah, Kronos was Have you ever read about Kronos?
No, there used to be a timekeeping system at Hyundai, though. I hated it.
By the way, you reread Genesis, folks, and it's beautiful. God, with a word, makes light and night and day, and heaven and earth and the seas and all the creatures that swim and fly and creepeth upon it. It's a beautiful thing. And then when you get the other part where it's talking about the creation of man, it's beautiful that a word would create all this. Go into Greek mythology.
Okay.
And I believe it's Uranus, the sky god. He's mating with Gaia, the earth goddess. And Uranus is a real piece of work. Gaia's really tired of him laying on top of her.
Okay.
And so one of her children, Kronos, lays in wait for Uranus to try to lay on top of her again.
Mm-hmm.
And when the time is right, he takes, I believe, a huge scythe and castrates Uranus.
Okay.
And I believe actually some gods and goddesses are born out of the blood and all this other stuff on the ground of Uranus. And Kronos is like the head honcho now. And he's the one, I believe, who consumes his children because he doesn't want any of them to supplant him the way he supplanted his father, Uranus. Anyway, like when you compare like the Bible and the beautiful creation story, and then you go back to the Greek mythology, and it was like somebody got castrated at the beginning.
Testicles?
Anyway, named after the Titan of Greek mythology, this formidable pliosaur, a short-necked, that's a mean thing to say, a short-necked predator that resembled a crocodile with flippers, measured over 40 feet long and weighed 11 to 13 tons. Chronosaurus also boasted a bite force between 3,300 to 6,000 pounds, enough to take out a formidable predator's. Wow. Ultimately, the bag of bones has shed important light on the circle of life and death and transpired beneath the Eromanga Sea. Now, I know there are a lot of folks out there that think all this is fake, too. Kind of like the moon landing was fake.
It wasn't, though.
Do you think this is fake, though? They're just making it up? No.
No,
let me be clear. I think there's a lot of reason that's become more popular. All the dinosaur stuff's fake. Because if you watch, like, the computer animated, like, recreations and Morgan Freeman or somebody's, like, narrating on top of it, it's like, yeah, it's incredibly fake. Like, how do they know?
Bones, baby.
Bones.
Columbo.
All right. Bones.
Bones, baby.
But I think there are some actual things that were pretty ancient. But I don't know. I'd be interested to see the arguments. I'll put it that way.
Well,
I'm happy to take at face value that they actually found these bones with this one creature consumed by the other creature and the other creature having the bite marks.
I can see
on its
all
back.
that. Yeah.
Like, that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see all that.
But when there's other, like, behavioral things, I'm like, you're just guessing. How do you know how that tiny creature acted millions of years ago? Down to the noise. It's like, how do you don't know that? How did you get
doubting the experts?
How did you get that from
I think
bones?
you are doubting the experts.
Well, because we looked at the DNA and it's like a chicken, but it's like a big chicken. So
It's going to have more base to it.
Right.
Hey, man, there's some things I can't understand. Pandas. Pandas aren't, I don't think pandas are real. Pandas
are real.
Go back, old history of China. You don't see any of the pandas. Not until, I think, 19th century, 20th century. You don't see pandas.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
I
Go down
like
the
that
rabbit hole.
theory, Eddie Bader.
Go down the rabbit hole.
I think it's
What
a
do
good rabbit
pandas
hole.
eat? Bamboo. There's
Yeah.
no nutrition in bamboo
And they
whatsoever.
seem to have no self-defense.
Nothing.
No bodily awareness.
No.
You know, like a toddler's just wiggle
But at
worming
the
all
same
around.
time, I did hear that they will maul you.
Yeah?
Yeah, they can be aggressive. But honestly, if you look back in the Chinese history, pandas don't come along. They're not there right away.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been engineered.
We got to hit a break. First, this part of the program brought to you by Cole Plumbing. See what we got on the line there. And they're at Cole Plumbing. James Cole and the entire team can help you out with, any and all your plumbing problems. Could be you got a massive problem like a massive water leak inside or outside your home. Well, they have proprietary pipelining technology there at Cole Plumbing that allows them to solve that big issue with minimal discomfort to you in your home, meaning you're not going to have to tear out a bunch of drywall or dig up a huge hole in your yard. No, they can do it with precision and expertise. Get the job done. But of course, it could be something smaller like clogged drain, toilet that's broke, like the flappers broke or something. It could be you want to upgrade to nicer things like a taller toilet, or maybe you need a new garbage disposal in the kitchen because that thing stinks. Cole Plumbing can help you with all that. So check them out today. You can always call them and just go ahead and save their number, 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
call on Cole, Joey.
Anyway, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Joey Clark. Joey Clark. Joey Clark. Joey Clark. You're listening to Joey Clark.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
A new year brings new opportunities, and right now the market is starting to shift.
Interest rates are beginning to come down, which means more buying power and more options for buyers who've been waiting.
If you're thinking about buying a home, this could be the moment to take that next step.
And whether you're buying, selling, or investing, having experience on your side matters more than ever.
At Hannah and Eddie Realty Group, we're also growing our team.
If you're an experienced agent ready to make a difference in this market and want to be part of a team that values knowledge, support, and results, call Hannah and Eddie Realty Group, where opportunity meets experience.
What are you getting?
Still deciding, but I do know on August 11th, I'm choosing Rhett Marcus for Congress.
Why Rhett Marcus?
Because he's a true conservative, endorsed by President Trump and Senator Katie Britt.
Oh, then you can trust him.
And he's a small business owner, not a politician.
Sounds like this choice on August 11th is the easiest decision we'll ever make.
Remember to vote on August 11th. I'm Rhett Marcus, the Trump-endorsed candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Rhett for Alabama.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark. Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to Simpler Days. Hey, Simpler Days, how you doing?
Pretty good, gentlemen. Joey, what tool do you think they might have used to measure or to weigh the animals before they put them on the ark? And, the really large ones, like, what do you think they used?
Say the beginning of your question again.
what type of tool, like measuring tool, or did they use to measure the animals to make sure that they would fit on the ark? The
Probably,
large ones.
like, I mean, you got to get them on there anyways. So maybe like a crane with some counterweights, or maybe Noah's like, well, just wing it. See if it balances out.
I just wonder if Noah had some type of special measuring tool that nobody else knew about, or had figured it out how to measure them before they attempted to get them on the ark.
Holy Spirit.
There you go. Hey, talking about the trans vacuum cleaner story you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
There's another story that I think there's some men that listen to this show could relate with better than the trans vacuum cleaner story. And that's the story out of Silicon Valley. I don't know if you saw it or not. It was in the New York Times, but it's the $1 Million Vacuum Cleaner Club.
$1 Million Vacuum Cleaner Club.
Well, it's not a vacuum cleaner. It's the word you used earlier, the V word.
Vagina?
Talking about. Yes.
Oh, I just looked up. It's at the New Yorker, and it's called the Billionaires Vagina Club.
There you go.
With her motto, "Sexual health is health," Sally Greenwald aims to optimize. I don't even. No, this is perverse.
What, Joey?
Optimize orgasms. I don't want some woman named Sally trying to help anybody in that regard.
Well,
I
Joey.
don't remember Dr. Ruth,
Eddie,
do you?
I think every man could relate to spending $1 million or $2 on the big V.
Yeah.
Sometime in their lifetime.
Lord have mercy on us.
Or over a period of time. They might have spent that amount of money. I just think we can relate more with that story than we could the transgender.
I gotta agree with you on that, Simpler Days.
No, it also probably
Have a good
is
day,
like one of those leveling stories where the guy's working class, working his tail off. He realizes, like, oh, even if I had $1 billion, I would still not have a fun time with that.
Could be.
I'd still have issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never pay off. Never pay it off.
Never.
Pay. Have a good day.
See you, bud.
By the way, some of her clientele are women in their 80s.
Huh?
Yeah. I don't want to read that story.
80s?
80s.
Your alley. Yo, Joey.
Thank you. Wasn't even an old Joey, but I'll take it.
How old's me, Ma?
Let's go to Eric the dog. Hey, Eric the dog, how are you?
What up, dog?
Hey, I like the new title of the show, Hanging with the Boys.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the show is just going to be me flying solo, so it adds an extra wrinkle to it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
Well, I guess Simpler Dave's going to find out more than he wanted to know about the Billionaires Club.
Hanging with the boys. Eddie coined this one the other day. The boys are on the move.
The boys are on the move.
That's a great line.
Well, you know, that's why we listen, Joey, for all the inside baseball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and no offense, but this whole transgender crap, it's crap to me. Okay, and I don't really care if anybody takes issue with it. I just don't. It's not something I'm going to concern myself with. I'm not going out of my way to make people feel special or participate in their delusion. If I look at you and you look like a woman, then I'm going to say ma'am. And if I look at you and you look like a man, I'm going to say sir.
And what if
you just have to deal with it?
What if it's a truly androgynous individual? You'd be like, "What's up?"
Well, then I look for a name tag, and then it'll say something like Ty or Judy. What was the other one?
Pat,
Jody, Pat. You know, something that really helps me identify them. So then I just, you know me, I'll run head first into the bush hog. I don't care.
Yes, he will.
We'll just.
Yes, he will.
We'll just find out. We'll just make an uncomfortable conversation
for everybody.
Please don't run over him with the the bale. The hay baler.
Eric
Don't
is
do
not
that.
what we'd call subtle.
I don't want blood and guts in my hay baler.
Are you sure?
No.
You got to freeze it first. And
No,
then,
that
and
sounds
then-
like something that UAB might apply for a grant for, though.
Might be money in that, Joey.
It does. Hey, you just said something about that guy getting his junk cut off and all the things that came from that.
Yeah. Who
Oh
would have
wait,
thunk?
that was a Greek myth.
Oh, yeah. No,
Right.
that was a Greek. Yeah.
Transgenderism, Greek myths. I get confused so easily
Yeah.
these days.
It's interesting how we keep falling into the same.
I wonder if Lorena Bobbitt was a big fan of that particular story.
Probably. Uranus and Kronos.
Mhm.
Well, Gaia was tired of his crap. Stop
Right.
laying on top of me, Uranus.
Cut it up, cut it off, and throw it out the
Set him
window.
in-
And by the
set
way,
him in the wrong spot if he's worried about the crap.
there are probably a lot of folks going out. Joey, it's pronounced Uranus, not Uranus.
It's
I like
it's
it
mine.
better,
I'll call it what I want.
Uranus.
Yeah.
Just be personally, but yeah, I like it better that way.
Yeah, I have so much fun listening to y'all when y'all do stuff like this. This is.
What, you don't want to hear about Netanyahu confronting J.D. Vance over the Israeli government? That
And
Vance's
I care about
criticism?
that. I care about that because why? It's political theater. I
Mhm.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's theater. It's political WWE, baby.
Oh, by the way, the
That's
U.S. economy last quarter
Yeah.
only grew a 1.5.
I could tell
Where's
that.
the prosperity, baby?
I could tell. It's funny
It's in it.
when I hear these numbers like this and being in the business I'm in.
Yeah.
I can tell. I think I could start being a predictor of these numbers.
Yeah.
Yep, I really do.
What's your method?
How broke am I?
How much did it take me to get to work this week?
Right.
How many jet skis you got?
There goes your prosperity index right there.
How many jet
I
skis
don't
does
have
Eddie
any
have
clear
this
money
summer?
this
That's
Yeah, that's how I judge where the economy's going. How expensive it is for me to fill up my 4 jet skis.
Right.
okay. Be honest. I'm not going
It's
to take them out
daggum
this weekend.
war. I can't go skiing.
It's $3.86 a gallon. I'm not going out this weekend. They're going to be parked. It's
You
ridiculous.
should have bought that place for $60 grand.
Joey, if you only knew.
That was my favorite moment jet skiing with Eddie, Eric. Like, because he was riding around, it was a lot of fun. It was really like awesome. And then at one point, he like stops at outside, one house on the water there, and he's yelling. I still got my jet ski on. I'm like, what? And he's like, turn it off. If I bought this place at $60,000, I had the chance. I had the chance to buy it at 60
Yep.
grand, and I passed.
And I passed like a fool.
It's worth $1 million.
Like a fool. But I bought the other one across the lake for $400.
Missed it by that much.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, if you don't make mistakes, and you can't appreciate when you get a real pearl there. You know what I mean?
I'm still looking for that pearl, brother.
I used to have 9 Bitcoin. I go.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's right. That's right. How many you got now?
I
Joey,
ain't telling you.
Mm-hmm.
he got more than one.
I think I would say Joey's a Bitcoin and 3/4.
No. Y'all dreaming.
He's working on it.
Yeah.
Of course, we're dreaming. Have you looked at the news today? We're clearly dreaming.
I haven't looked at Bitcoin.
You got
lately.
men who want to be women, women who want to be men, which I don't understand.
Neither do I.
Even men make better women than women. It's kind of scary.
I don't understand the whole any man wanting to be a woman. I don't get that. The stuff that women go through, why? We got it a lot easier. Why? How long does it take you to get ready, Joey? You don't have to put on makeup in the car. Just don't get it.
Well, you
Maybe
didn't
there's a-
know my mother.
I'm just a lazy
Not
guy.
literally my mother, but I think there's a lot of that sort of thing.
Oh. I didn't consider that.
Or father stuff going on.
Yeah, it could be the father stuff too. Still, maybe I'm just lazy. Chicks, too much. The hair, the makeup, the skincare, all that crap. And for what? To try to impress some schmucks like us?
And Eric, I didn't cut you off. I don't know why you
I did. I got sick of them.
Oh, yeah.
No.
By the way, there's something Elizabeth Warren now agrees with Donald Trump about.
What?
You know, the witch from Massachusetts?
Yes, I do.
Now, I don't know if it was her who actually said this or a staffer who put this out or it was the vein on her forehead talking.
Mm.
But here's what she said on X. Donald Trump is right about this. Eliminate the debt limit. its only real function is to threaten an economic crisis. Yeah, we're heading towards 40. Before they get out of town, like, they're thinking about a new reconciliation bill that raises the debt limit even more. Where are all the Doge cuts? Are we chicken out on that? Oh, wait, we spent all the money. We did save some money, but
we spent it all.
We spent it all on, like, what? Oh, bombing Iran. And by the way, give the Pentagon $1.5 trillion next year. We really need it because we're in that race with China.
Not to mention the budget that's not allowed to be discussed. That military budget.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, we don't discuss that one. It's just, give me a check.
Well, does that mean you're going to vote for Democrats?
No.
Doesn't mean that. I mean, just simply because of gyms like this.
I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
Can't beat that.
Did you see at Lindsay's funeral?
Lindsey Graham's?
Yeah, when Donald went by the casket and he gave the old...
The pat? Yeah, a little nut.
Okay, what is that?
No, somebody captioned that.
What is that?
Somebody captioned that because it wasn't a knock, it was a pat.
Yeah.
And somebody captioned that, me at Home Depot when I pass a 100-pound bag of cement.
Yes, I mean, okay, and then somebody put up another video. It's the same thing he did to the World Cup trophy. The exact same thing.
Yeah. Well, and then did you see the other one about 2 hours in because of a long funeral? About 2 hours into the funeral. Like, Trump's sitting right there, front row. He knows the cameras are on him. Right next to him is J.D. Vance.
Yep.
Right next to J.D. Vance is Scott Bessent.
Yep.
All of a sudden, you see Trump. He, like, looks right at the camera. Like, starts fiddling around. He just pulls out a box of Tic Tacs. Like, looks at J.D. Vance. Says something where J.D. Vance is, like, try not to...
Stop.
Like, laugh his ass off. Like, what is this? And then Trump leans over and says something. I think Bessent takes some Tic Tacs,
Of course he
too.
The
And
president
Vance is
offers you
like,
Tic Tacs. You take
Vance
Tic
is
Tacs.
like, no, I'm good. And Trump, like, was putting him in this way. He did this. Like, like he puckered
Because he
his
knew
lip
he
down.
was on camera.
Put in a punch, too.
What flavor?
Green.
Mm.
So wintergreen,
I like
guess.
the orange.
You like the orange?
Yeah, I'm an orange guy.
I don't really like Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never have. I was more an Altoids guy.
I learned this in Seinfeld. If you have people that sneak up on you, get them hooked on Tic Tacs. You always hear them coming.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the little Altoid can?
Yeah.
You hear those
Same
too?
thing. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
What?
your generation came up with the Altoids, and for reasons that I don't think Tic Tacs were meant to be for.
What are you talking about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I've gone back to church, Eddie Bader. What in the
You went back to
world are
church
you getting at?
100 and something days ago, but before then, you knew exactly what
No,
those
I do
Altoids were.
not. What? Like the place I had your drugs?
You could do that.
Yeah.
You could do that, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps a flavor enhancer of some sort.
I do not know what you're getting at.
Okay.
I don't like your tone, though. I don't
Okay.
like what you're intimating.
I'm just saying, it's your generation. We didn't come up with that. We had Tic Tacs.
So it sounds like you came up with it. We just chose a different brand.
No. No one ever thought about that with Tic Tacs. Maybe Pop Rocks, but not Tic Tacs. Didn't mean to make you pray right there. I'm sorry, Joe.
It's part of the program. Brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage.
There's some good folks over there.
They are good folks over there.
Family folks.
Great folks that can help you if you got a growing family. You got to buy a home.
Yep.
You don't care what the national headlines say. It's
You
time to
can't-
get a home.
There's time for you not to pay attention to that. And if you are ready to buy a home, then you cannot pay attention to the national headlines.
Or it could be the kids are all gone. They've been gone for years. You're empty nesters.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
been kind of waiting for the right time to, well, find the smaller place.
Yeah. Maybe you want to cash out on some of that equity now that you're an empty nester.
Maybe you're tired of Montgomery and you want to go to like some small town in Florida. Like go right on the Panhandle. Go join the Redneck Riviera.
Ooh, they can help you both
They
ways.
can
there.
help you in Florida
Yep.
there at Alabama Home Mortgage.
Both ways, man.
Or Tennessee or Georgia.
Yep.
And of course, here in Alabama, right here in the river region, if you just want to make a move across town, they can help you with that. And of course, they can also help you with a great refinance deal. If you want to reinvest in your property or shore up your retirement fund or get some credit card debt off your back, whatever your goal, they can help you at Alabama Home Mortgage. So check them out today. 567-4223 is their number. That's 567-4223. Or visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. They're is a difference in mortgage companies. Like Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. Being very serious, this is the next point I'm about to make.
Yes, sir.
I really did bring up to somebody, let's say, who's very godly. I'm having a tough time at times. I'm controlling my imagination more and more. And it really is amazing it's kind of like anything else. You get in the habit of thinking a certain way and the habit of how you do your day. And if you change it up and it works, things change. But I said, every time I have to do noon to 3, I really do have these questions of purity. And it's even if I'm not making the jokes, even if I'm not making some tic-tac thing, it's probably something weird and sexual and perverted. Even if we're just reading, think of the news we've read today, which is news in the sense that we're paying for it with taxpayer dollars, all these studies and stuff.
Yes.
What do I do about it? And the person said, well, that's probably a sign that you're going in the right direction because you're thinking about it. And I was like, that's a good point. And the person also said, but, you're a public figure.
He may not know whether he's coming or going. But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles, drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products, and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet Arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a man from outer space.
What's up, Earthling?
I see you've landed your spacecraft over there in that field.
That's right, man.
My question is, why have you landed here on our planet?
I came to see David Ernest.
The asset preservationist?
Yeah, man. I wanted to see if he would take a look at my portfolio for me.
Well, before you make the trip over there, call him on his toll-free number, 833-596-7233.
And I understand those last 4 digits spell out the word safe.
That is correct.
Funny thing happened the last time I came to Earth.
What was that?
I went to the Walmart, man.
Yes?
And I accidentally went in the back door.
How did that work out?
Well, they stopped me and very gently told me that I needed to go around front and come in.
And then what did you do?
I said, cool, man. Take me to your greeter.
You flew millions of miles just for that.
Hey, man, I don't ride them. I just read them.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Mr. Electric of Montgomery. Mr. Electric, we've got the power to make things better. Visit MrElectric.com.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Another very hot day in progress with high temperatures up to the middle 90s today and tomorrow. And I think the heat index will be near or above 105 both days. And although there will be storms on the radar, they will be widely scattered in nature and many towns will get skipped. But over the weekend, a frontal system approaching will increase the rain chances quite a bit. Doesn't mean your weekend is washout, but there will be scattered to numerous storms on the radar. And some of those on Saturday and Sunday could be on the strong side. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
So what did we learn this second hour?
I'm still stuck on the property right, so
yeah.
On that. Also, what I have really learned is, once again, a huge waste of money is being spent on experiments I could give a rat's butt about, nor do I think it's anything good for mankind.
You talking about the dinosaur thing?
Not so much that one as much as the vaginalosis stuff you was talking about.
Vaginosis. That was actually in the first hour, but I can see
I'm still
why.
hung up on that, Joe.
Yeah, it tends to linger.
Yeah, it does. Like an egg.
By the way, did you see, I love sometimes the way these conservative sites, I said, Joey, you're pretty right. No, but the places that are just in the tank.
Yeah.
Like if Sean Hannity was a website, it would be the Bongino Report.
Yeah,
just the
100%.
way they frame their headlines. FAFO, U.S. military strikes Iran after Iran targets Americans across the Middle East. Take that, Iran. And it's like, I thought we already bombed them in the smithereens. But apparently we didn't bomb them in the smithereens.
Not enough, I guess. I think we did it again last night. Hence gas prices going up again.
Yeah. Anyway, we got a whole other hour. So we'll check to see what's new out at 1819.
Okay.
Anything else breaking in the news other than the economy sucks?
The economy
the debt's
sucks.
even higher.
They're talking about Spain being invaded right now.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy videos from folks from Morocco.
Yeah.
And this is after I think the Spanish leader gave amnesty to 1 million+ people.
I mean, they came
and
over.
so folks were like, we're coming too.
Literally, the Cuban boat crisis almost. I mean, you see them coming in tubes
insane.
and everything else. So, yeah.
Insane. Anyway, we'll be right back after this.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump today at the White House took the wraps off a plan of his to get more American truck drivers back into jobs, lamenting the fact that many have been displaced by people in the country illegally, something he says has been making the roads less safe and also putting a lot of U.S. truckers out of a job. He's also offering special preference for veterans who learned how to drive big rigs in the armed services. He says they'll go right to the front of the line when it comes to the required training and certification to get those truck driving jobs. The Federal Reserve yesterday decided that they are not going to change interest rates much for now. They're going to leave it in the right range, and they could raise it more in the future if it is what it takes to stop inflation. He says for right now, Fed Chairman Kevin Warsh says that investors are learning to keep an eye on the markets, not so much on what the Fed may or may not do next. Right now, investors appear to be happy. They've driven the Dow up at this hour by about 560 points. This is SRN News.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-555-2085. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-555-2085. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-555-2085. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-555-2085 or biglou.com.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Victoryland.
Win a BMW X7 or your share of $25,000 in free play during Victoryland Casino's BMW and $25,000 free play giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too.
Well, hi, everybody. Another very hot day in progress with high temperatures up to the middle 90s today and tomorrow. And I think the heat index will be near or above 105 both days. And although there will be storms on the radar, they will be widely scattered in nature and many towns will get skipped. But over the weekend, a frontal system approaching will increase the rain chances quite a bit. Doesn't mean your weekend is washout, but there will be scattered to numerous storms on the radar. And some of those on Saturday and Sunday could be on the strong side. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
1819 News.
There is a new state law that will be going into effect in a matter of days on August 1st. Taylor's Law will impact student drivers who are seeking to get a driver's permit or a driver's license. The law requires all schools in Alabama to track any disciplinary points that have been issued against a student during their time in high school. If there are too many disciplinary points on a student's record, that will affect their timeline in seeking a learner's permit or driver's license. Every point will add on a week of delay for that student to engage in the permit process and testing process. The law is named to honor David Taylor of Muscle Shoals, a father of 2 children who was killed by a teen driver who drove through an intersection at 85 miles per hour. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Mark your calendar for November 6th. The Albert Patterson Gala returns to the Barber Motorsports Museum featuring United States Senator Tommy Tuberville. We've sold out 2 years running and tables are already filling for 2026. If you believe in a thriving Alabama built on truth, courage, and accountability, this is your night. Don't miss your chance. Visit 1819news.com/gala. That's 1819news.com/gala to get your table today.
Ozark police are investigating a burglary of 2 different funeral homes where 2 wheeled stretchers were taken. One of the funeral home directors says a suspicious vehicle was caught on surveillance camera of the parking lot of the Holman Funeral Home. The stretcher that was taken from a van there has special technology attached to it. Director John Cawley told WTVY News that the thief likely knew how to properly use that stretcher in order for it to be stolen. The Alabama Department of Commerce is announcing a plan from a lumber business out of Washington State to build a facility in Colbert County. The $16 million facility will bring about 60 jobs to the area. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Pizza Perfect is carrying over the $10 buffet for July. They also have the perfect deal to feed your family tonight. Order any large pizza and get an order of boneless wings free. Pizza Perfect is known for their all-you-can-eat buffet, including pizza, spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink, and it's only $10 in July. Available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Buy any large pizza, get an order of boneless wings on the house at Pizza Perfect, Coliseum Boulevard, Eastbrook, pickup and delivery.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the studio with the final hour of the program here on a Thursday. And we haven't done too much political yet today.
But.
So, I mean, let's ease into it.
All right.
Because I got enough of my fill of the whole Fauci.
In the fifth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put all our sins on him. Put him out in the desert. Like, because it wouldn't make me cry if Fauci really did. He perjured himself or contempt of Congress, goes to prison. I'm not going to be upset about that, but there's definitely a scapegoating element.
Oh, 1,000%.
All the problems and all the crazy things we were talking about yesterday with the COVID era, a lot of people are trying to throw all that on Fauci.
Yeah.
Which it's just a very human thing to do, but it's
Also,
ugly, man.
A lot of those ones that are throwing that on Fauci, they were right there with him. This is just how they're separating themselves from it.
So there's that as well. Well, that's what a scapegoat is. Throw your sins onto the scapegoat.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that goat's got plenty of his own sins. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they all do.
But how about let's ease into the politics by going to Senator John Kennedy talking about, well, the socialists.
I will say this about Kennedy. I like seeing him in a suit much better. I like seeing him in his workout clothes.
Yeah?
He looks like my grandma.
Yeah, I know. He's freaking great, man. Like, talk about a larger-than-life person.
Oh, big time, yeah.
Truly blessed by God. But let's listen to John Kennedy.
Question to you is, will that moment, that viral interview, will it leave a scar on the Democrat Party?
Well, I listened to the interview. My jaw is still stuck on the floor. I guess it's not a news flash that the Graham-Plattner wing of the Democratic Party is in control. They seem to be concentrated in deep blue jurisdictions. They say things that would get them a psychiatric evaluation in the rest of the country. At first, I thought, well, these people are just misinformed, Sandra. They're the product of 50 years of high school civics being taught by football coaches. But then I realized they're serious. They're serious as an aneurysm. They want to, I don't know, kill all the millionaires, open all the prisons, open the borders, defund the cops, defund ICE. Every single one of them knows the words to the Cuban national anthem. They're all socialists. Socialism, I think history has proven, is for morons. Don't take my word for it. Just look at Cuba and Argentina before changes there, Venezuela, China, the old USSR. I noticed that all of these neo-socialists, they don't want to go live in a socialist country. They want to live here. I think I just can't imagine them in charge of the United States of America. If these people ever do get in charge, we might as well, turn out the lights and make sure the cat's inside and go to bed, because it's over. These people are crazy as a bed bug.
Got away with words.
Crazy as a bed bug.
Yep.
I didn't know bed bugs are crazy, but it fits.
Put the cat inside for the night?
Yeah, just go to make sure the cat's... I think, though, there's it's an interesting dynamic with the Democratic Party now, because, and we've been over this, but the way that Trump took over the Republican Party, I think the gatekeepers and media and so many other things, where they still exist, they just ain't as strong as they used to be.
Not at all.
And people don't, people will look at the New York Times still. That's
Yeah,
true
but-
power, by the way, true prestige. Even folks are like, the New York Times sucks. Like, did you see what was in the Times today? Like, there's still one, but it's not the same
It's
way.
not. They look at it more skeptical than ever
Yes.
before.
Especially on explicitly political material.
And honestly, don't you have to?
And I'm not talking about conservatives that have long been like, well,
No.
yeah.
Somebody
Heaven ain't a lot like Dixie. I don't want to go. Like, they didn't want to go and read the New York Times for decades, but I'm talking about, like, liberals, progressives. I don't know if they look at a place like the New York Times, especially younger generations, as their arbiter of truth.
I think when it fits their narrative, sure. Then they can say, see.
Yes. Yeah. Well, everybody does that.
Do we, though?
Yeah. As J.D. Vance said, the press that's nice about me, believe that. The press that's bad about me, fake.
At least he's honest.
Yeah. It's kind of, and you think it's just J.D. Vance's. No, I think that's all the politicians.
That's all of them, yeah.
Especially people running for president.
No doubt. Buddy.
John Kennedy continues here. Let's see what else they got.
Well, that's a scary thought. I'm sure you mean kill those millionaires as far as economically. They're going after as much money as they can to try to pay for their policies. Abdul Assayed, the far-left U.S. Senate candidate in Michigan, is explaining that there are more to his beliefs now than just socialism, appearing to have to, I guess, compensate for what is coming out of the Democrat Socialists of America. Listen.
I'm simply not a socialist. I believe in science. You know, for me, it's you got to bring results. I've studied a lot of the solutions that I fight for, things like Medicare for all, things like rethinking the way that our financial system implies that corporate CEOs are more interested in a quarterly bottom line.
I'm simply not a socialist. I don't know. I mean, are the socialists getting worried about being socialists now, seeing how far left things are going?
Well, look, he may believe in science, but he doesn't understand political science. Let me say it again. Socialism is for morons. It's never worked anywhere. I guess the other point I would make, Sandra, look, this is great for my party. I mean, the American people listen to this this foolishness, and they think, you know, Republicans aren't perfect. But these dudes are crazy. But I don't think it's good for America, and I don't think it's good for the Democratic Party. But it's up to them. I mean, it's a free country. If the Democrats want to put them in charge and not stand up to them,
well, maybe they don't.
I can't stop them.
Maybe they don't. I mean, the Wall Street Journal is saying a small band of socialists is sowing panic in the Democrat Party. Once a fringe wing, the movement is wielding surprising political power, capitalizing on popular discontent. Mainstream Democrats see a fundamental...
Okay, 1 second here. As I listen to Fox News.
Yes, Joe?
Do you remember when all these folks in the Democratic Party in 2015 were like, yes, give us Trump. We would love if
Bring him back.
Trump was the nominee.
Yes, I do remember that.
Like Joe Scarborough and Mika were like, yeah, Trump, be on the show, Trump.
Mika.
Yeah. You know, they visited me on New Year's Eve.
They begged.
And Mika, she was bleeding from her face in some way. I don't know if she had just had work done or...
Forgot about that.
But yeah, do you remember how they were all like, yes, let's get Donald Trump because it'll be so easy for Hillary Clinton to slay.
Yep, slay queen. Yeah.
This is my life song. Take back my life song. Remember that song?
Yes, I do.
And I'm a little worried that the Republicans are doing the same thing right now. At least the Republican press. Look at the socialism. Look at how crazy left-wing they are. Look at we want them to be. We want AOC.
I'm
we'll
one of
mop
them guys.
the floor with AOC. And I'm like, careful what you wish
I know
for.
that, Joey, but I'm one of them guys. If AOC is what you got, that's your best and brightest.
Saying careful.
But she doesn't have the resources nor the brain power of the Trumpster. And I'm being as nice as I can about that. And Joey, let's be honest. She's a woman.
Oh, girl, baby girl.
Mhm.
Oh, really? Don't even play.
Shut up, silly woman.
Just my thought.
Yeah, by the way, we didn't do that. We didn't. That's not us
No.
individually. That was the structural misogyny that just made me do that.
Yeah, I kind of feel weird about that now.
But yeah, I'm just saying, be careful, Republicans, what you wish for. Be careful who you pump up by demonizing them. Sometimes when you make a devil out of somebody, you make a hero out of them. To the other side. And be careful who you make a hero out, because, hey, I'm looking at this new polling data.
Okay.
About not boomers, because the boomer cons are watching Fox News going, yeah, this is crazy, man. John Kennedy's right. Socialism's for morons.
Morons.
Crazier than a bed bug.
Bed bugs.
Do you see Josh Hawley just rip into him, though? But there's a whole subset of people under 50 who are,
that ain't
they don't vote as reliably as the
No,
boomers,
y'all don't.
But they came out in force in 2024. In fact, this was the whole Charlie Kirk strategy in a lot of ways, like to get young men in particular. And that cohort, well, according to, I cite him all the time anyway. He plays videos. CNN chief data analyst Harry Enton.
Yeah.
But I like that guy.
Okay.
He warned that a dramatic collapse in support among younger Americans is the driving force behind Trump's weak approval ratings, arguing new polling suggests voters under 50 have done a 180 against the president since the 2024 election. Appearing on CNN News Central on Thursday, Enton walked host Kate through the network's new polling, showing Trump's standing deteriorating far more rapidly with Americans under 50. Younger voters are fed up and they're taking their anger out on President Trump. He noted that Trump trailed then Vice President Kamala Harris by just 3 points among voters under 50 during the fall 2024 campaign. By contrast, the CNN polling average now places Trump's net approval among the same group at negative 41. That's a shift of 38 points away from the president of the United States. He's falling through the floor. The reason why President Trump is so unpopular at this point is the shift among younger voters, those under the age of 50, your Gen Z, your millennials. They gave President Trump a little bit of a try in 2024. No longer. He is down there, right there underneath the ocean floor. And again, don't think of Trump, because Trump's not running again. As much as it is fun to see him put on a 2028 hat.
Right.
It's going to be Vance. It's going to be Rubio. It's going to be somebody like that. And if, say, how does this war go?
Well, that too, but I don't think either one of those guys are a Trump 2.0.
No, they're not. But they're going to have their top officials in the Trump administration.
They're doing what they're told.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, J.D. Vance alone, I don't think he'd make the same decisions Trump's made on some of those things, especially war.
So I'm saying down the road, it could be that the crazy Gen Zers and millennials decide, let's give Latina power a try.
It could be because, hey, let's face it, we voted in a guy that was not in his right mind. So you're right. In that case, you're exactly right, Joe. And we all thought there's no way this guy would be president.
Mm-hmm. And she'll then do the like, look at what they've done to the debt, like Obama did against Bush, like everybody, as Trump did against Obama.
Yeah. Look what they done to the debt, and watch what
Look into the debt. They, we were on the train there, and he drove it into a ditch.
Yep.
George W. Bush did. And all these wars, they're going to run against the wars, right? And like even AOC and the socialists will run against the wars. And guess what will happen when they get into office? War.
There'll be more war.
Yeah, there'll be more.
Yes.
Because it's
no doubt.
You want to talk about structural forces.
Yeah. No.
How about having the most technocratic, expansive, probably consequential empire in human history? And one does not just walk away from that.
Right.
Without consequence. Maybe you should walk away from it for all sorts of good practical and moral reasons, but don't kid yourself that there will not be fallout.
And you talk about open borders.
Mm-hmm.
You saw what was already able to be done with Biden, and let's be honest, it wasn't him. Imagine somebody that's actually got the gumption, can wake up and have thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Joey.
Just saying, all this Fox News, like, oh, look at the socialists, they're so crazy.
So do you think, besides losing a lot of men, Charlie Kirk style men, do you think that these other Republicans that are still in the party might stay home and not vote? Just take it for like a victory lap that won't be a problem? Is that a worrisome?
I don't know.
Or is it just
I think people just aren't energized.
Yeah.
Like the main thing that energized the right, and especially you saw this in 2024, is common hatred for the left. Like, we don't agree on a lot of stuff.
Right.
We really don't, but we really don't like them. And that's what people are banking on again. But you notice, like, when the right then gets into power,
Yeah.
if they're even really fully in power, that pointing towards the enemy, uniting because you have a common enemy, that goes away because you got the power. So the person with the power becomes the target.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, you have to make decisions while you're in power and in office. And there's going to be consequences to that, fallout to the coalition.
But if socialism is the option that they're pushing.
Well, let me put it this way,
All right.
because you heard the socialist running in Michigan say this. See, I'm not a socialist. I just believe in Medicare for all. And I think Medicare for all is a bad idea. But how's healthcare doing?
Pretty crappy, especially if you're in it.
Yeah.
In many aspects. If you're a victim, if you're a patient, or even if you're a provider.
And so might people tired of a crappy system doesn't seem to work go, what the hell, burn it down. Let the government take over. Without even bringing up Karl Marx or the Frankfurt School or
common sense
or cultural criticism.
Just common sense. Anything the government touches only gets more expensive and usually goes in the direction you don't want it to go in.
Yeah, I think the right is underestimating. If the left can tell, like, the stuff we started with, y'all shut up with the crazy transgender stuff. Y'all shut up with, like, the over-the-top, let's destroy the presidency and yada, yada, yada. Y'all shut up about that, and let's focus on where the system really does suck and how we can essentially take over.
Holes in that.
I think you could have somebody that has, say, a Southern accent, like a John Ossoff, make a hell of a pitch. Now, would I like that? No. But also, I'm kind of like, I'm with God. I have my opinions. I have who I'll vote for. But,
well, in your mind, you know how it ends anyway.
Yeah. So we'll see where it goes. I don't want to, there is free choice, and I don't want to see the country go down a certain road. But I don't think voting is necessarily the problem. All these things we talk about every day, that is crazy. You know, I do the rosary every day, and you go through the different mysteries, and it feels like noon to 3, I'm doing the profane mysteries of life.
Okay.
Is really the problem there who you vote for?
Not who I vote for. It's who the others have voted for.
No, it's not even that, though. Like the things that we talk about in terms of the sexual culture that's out there.
Yeah, I didn't vote for that crap.
Or the debt culture that's out there.
Inherited
or
it,
the
but
general unhappiness and loneliness.
Inherited it.
Yeah. Like, I think a lot of things at the core of our culture have nothing to do, the voting, the politics is an after effect of something much more fundamental. So hopefully that's where, you know, we're supposed to be a talk show and somewhat entertain or piss people off or whatever it is.
Pretty good.
Get a rise out of people. But I look at this and I see this run up to 2028 and I wonder how much we're actually in control if we don't figure out the first thing. And honestly, I don't expect it all to be figured out. It just ain't that way.
No.
And you could look at any time in Western history, especially in the history of the church, and there's many periods in time where it looked pretty dark.
Sure.
But the gates of hell will never prevail against the church. Now, will they prevail against certain governments? Yeah.
Have they already?
That's one of the fascinating things, by the way, if you read the Old Testament. There is no pretense, because it's a pretense throughout ancient history. Like, go to any great ruler. My kingdom will go on forever. And there's no, like, pretense that any man-made kingdom will be that. Like, just think of the vision. Nebuchadnezzar has a dream, calls in a bunch of his wise men and, like, magicians and stuff, and says, I want you to interpret this dream, but I'm not going to tell you the dream. You got to tell me the dream I had, then give me the interpretation. They're like, nobody could do that, my king. And he's like, okay, y'all are dead. And then Daniel steps up and goes, yeah, only God can do that. I can't do that. Only God can do that. He tells him his dream accurately. and interprets it for him. And I believe the dream is Nebuchadnezzar saw a statue with the head of gold and the chest of silver and a belt of bronze and then legs made of iron and clay, and a small stone not crafted by human hands hit the base of the statue and they all come crumbling down. Daniel says essentially, well, the head of gold is you and the chest of silver is the next, empire that comes along. And the bronze is Alexander the Great and the Greeks, and then Rome. And that this stone, by the way, that destroys those statues and those empires all fall, then expands to become a mountain that covers the whole earth. Now, it's an amazing story. It's an amazing dream. It's also amazing how it tracks with actual history. It's not going to solve, putting your pants on every day and the practical things you got to do in life, including who you vote for. But I sometimes wonder if we've lost that perspective, how little we are in control. And that's a big part of the book of Daniel. The Most High lifts them up and the Most High pulls them down. And the only kingdom that will last forever is his. Anyway, didn't expect to go there, but
that's good.
272-9228, 334-272-9228. In fact, I've got a Justice Scalia. We were talking with Alan Mendenhall earlier this week about a new biography on Scalia. And by the way, Judge Napolitano's in the book, where there's this famous scene where it's Scalia and him and Scalia, Judge Knapp and Scalia are famous old friends, both big personality, big boisterous Italians. And it's not over like some legal thing that they're arguing, like legal theory or philosophy or anything. It's two Italians arguing over the correct ingredients on a pizza.
I could see that.
And they said it was like one of the most over-the-top,
I could see that.
crazy things. Anyway, this Scalia clip is about how it's not what's written on paper. All these laws that are on paper, even the Bill of Rights that's on paper, it has more to do with the, structures of government, but more importantly, the traditions that men carry in their hearts and keep on their minds and let fall from their lips. And if you lose that, you can write whatever law you want on paper. But what good is it going to do you? In fact, let's play that now. This is Antonin Scalia as only he could, talking about what makes our Constitution special.
If you think that a Bill of Rights is what sets us apart, you're crazy. Every banana republic in the world has a Bill of Rights. Every president for life has a Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights of the former evil empire, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, was much better than ours. I mean it literally. It was much better. We guarantee freedom of speech and of the press. Big deal. They guaranteed freedom of the speech, of the press, of street demonstrations and protests, and anyone who is caught trying to suppress criticism of the government will be called to account. Whoa, that is wonderful stuff. Of course, just words on paper. What our framers would have called a parchment guarantee. And the reason is that the real constitution of the Soviet Union, you think of the word constitution, it doesn't mean a bill, it means structure. Say a person has a sound constitution, has a sound structure. The real constitution of the Soviet Union, which is what our framers debated that whole summer in Philadelphia in 1787. They didn't talk about the Bill of Rights. That was an afterthought, wasn't it? That constitution of the Soviet Union did not prevent the centralization of power in one person or in one party. And when that happens, the game is over. The Bill of Rights is just what our framers would call a parchment guarantee. So the real key to the distinctiveness of America is the structure of our government. One part of it, of course, is the independence of the judiciary. But there's a lot more. There are very few countries in the world, for example, that have a bicameral legislature. Oh, England has a House of Lords for the time being, but the House of Lords has no substantial power. They can just make the Commons pass a bill a second time. France has a Senate, it's honorific. Italy has a Senate, it's honorific. Very few countries have two separate bodies in the legislature equally powerful. That's a lot of trouble, as you gentlemen doubtless know, to get the same language through two different bodies elected in a different fashion. Very few countries in the world have a separately elected chief executive. Sometimes I go to Europe to talk about separation of powers. And when I get there, I find that all I'm talking about is independence of the judiciary. Because the Europeans don't even try to divide the two political powers, the two political branches, the legislature and the chief executive. In all of the parliamentary countries, the chief executive is the creature of the legislature. There's never any disagreement between them and the prime minister, as there is sometimes between you and the president. When there's a disagreement, they just kick him out. They have a no confidence vote, a new election, and they get a prime minister who agrees with the legislature. And, the Europeans look at the system and they say, well, it passes one house, it doesn't pass the other house. Sometimes the other house is in the control of a different party. It passes both, and then this president who has a veto power vetoes it, and they look at this and they say, it is gridlock. And I hear Americans saying this nowadays, and there's a lot of it going around. They talk about a dysfunctional government because there's disagreement, and the framers would have said, yes, that's exactly the way we set it up. We wanted this to be power, contradicting power, because the main ill that beset us, as Hamilton said in the Federalist, when he talked about a separate Senate. He said, yes, it seems inconvenient, but inasmuch as the main ill that besets us is an excess of legislation, it won't be so bad. This is 1787. He didn't know what an excess of legislation was. So unless Americans can appreciate that and learn to love the separation of powers, which means learning to love the gridlock, which the framers believed would be the main protection of minorities. The main protection. If a bill is about to pass that really comes down hard on some minority, they think it's terribly unfair. It doesn't take much to throw a monkey wrench into this complex system. So Americans should appreciate that, and they should learn to love the gridlock. It's there for a reason, so that the legislation that gets out will be good legislation. And thus conclude my opening remarks.
And I would say that he's right about the structure, but I think it does go deeper, and I suspect Antonin Scalia would not disagree with this, that it goes to the law written on your hearts. Mm-hmm. And how was it that the founding generation of the nation was able to come up with this sort of structure of government? I think it's because, well, they were well-read on their Greek and especially their Roman law and traditions. They knew the latest of Enlightenment philosophy. But I think they were also, another example of the Enlightenment's the French Revolution, and that was quite bloody and didn't have the, say, checks on power that the American system has. You could say it's the long history of the British common law, and like all this stuff's true. But I think it was also people taking the best of those man-made traditions and being humbled by Christ. Mm-hmm. Now, were the founders ambitious people? Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, 1,000%.
And, I mentioned Hamilton there. Hamilton easily talked out of both sides of his mouth. He was quite Machiavellian. And I think that even Adams was quite up on his, say, dark side of the political arts, something like a Machiavelli. But they understood that as much as that reigns on earth, there is a kingdom that lasts forever that isn't of this earth. Mm-hmm. And if you can humble yourself before him, truly, not just lip service, but truly, it'll maybe allow you to temper that ambition that normally rules the day in so many systems, to where governments, they're run by warlords or they're run by technocrats that want to take care of every need of your life from cradle to grave. Well, they pretend like they're God and that their reign will last forever. And it just ain't true. Anyway, I got to hit this break. This part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group, and they're at the Goodson Group. Bo and his team are ready to help you with buying or selling property here in the River Region real estate market. Bo's been working here in the Montgomery and surrounding areas for about half a century now. So, yeah, he really knows what he's doing, folks. Like, if you really want a great team to help you out, again, with buying, selling property, they could be a house, be land, they can help you there at the Goodson Group. And not only can they help you with buying and selling, they also have management services available should you want to rent out your home. Great idea in this market. But, you know, managing a rental yourself can be kind of a pain in the butt. So why not, for a reasonable fee, have the Goodson Group do it for you? They do a great job. So check them out today. You can always go to thegoodsongroup.com or give them a call direct at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
When it comes to your mortgage, who you work with matters. And this is one decision where local makes all the difference. Don't fall victim to flashy mailers, spam calls, or 1-800-lenders who don't even know your name, much less your neighborhood. Those lenders are often sitting in some faraway state, reading from a script, and chasing volume, not relationships. A local lender understands the market you live in, or should I say that we live in. At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can look at us in the eye and trust us with one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Local lenders don't disappear after closing day. Our reputation is built right here, one family at a time. So before you pick up the phone and call a stranger, remember us, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon at Alabama Home Mortgage. You deserve guidance from someone who knows the community because they're a part of it. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet Store.
I suffered with plantar fasciitis for almost 20 years. I would try drugstore insoles and supports.
If you suffered with plantar fasciitis, we know the search for pain relief can feel like a hopeless ordeal.
I've been through surgeries, foot injections. I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life.
At the Good Feet Store, we hear stories every day of all kinds of cheap inserts, expensive shoes, and other failed remedies people have tried that just didn't work.
I was trying all different things. Not a single one worked. And then I was driving past the Good Feet Store, and I thought, why not? Give it a try. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support for my feet. Then it was like, okay, this is different. These make a difference.
I'm so glad I met Good Feet. It changed my life.
Don't lose hope. Give the Good Feet Store a try.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Trust is the number one reason why a patient chooses a healthcare provider. Adams Drugs has been your trusted healthcare provider since 1962 and has been voted the number one pharmacy in the River Region for many years. We strive each and every day to provide you the level of healthcare you have come to expect from Adams Drugs. The employees at Adams Drugs take pride in developing relationships with their patients, from making sure your prescriptions are filled correctly to getting to know you and your family's needs and following up on any questions you may have. Adams Drugs employees deliver top-notch service. We ask you to visit us at any of our locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, and Pine Level Marbury and give us a chance to earn your business. You can find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Truckers, listen up. A $2,500 sign-on bonus only at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Work for a company that puts God and family first. 855-777-9785. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Your chances of encountering an evening storm tonight are small, but not zero. They will tend to fade out overnight with a low temperature in the middle 70s. Tomorrow, Friday, much the same. Sun and cloud mix, high in the middle 90s, triple-digit heat indices, and widely scattered to isolated storms, mostly in the afternoon and evening hours. But the number of storms will increase dramatically over the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, the rain chances are higher, just more storms to go around. They'll still be random, but some storms over the weekend could be quite strong with damaging wind gusts possible. Highs will back down to the lower 90s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Middays, short drive, north side, west side, south side in Montgomery. It's I-J-O-E-Y, Joey Clark. And Eddie Bader.
Welcome back. Let's go to Chicken Man.
All right.
Hey, Chicken Man, how you doing?
Pretty good. I'll make this quick. In the process of hiring our next president, with me being the boss, I would like to see a website that I'd be able to go to that would require every presidential candidate to provide a very detailed resume. That way I could make a, study that each candidate and make a very educated decision.
Not the worst idea in the world.
So like a one-stop shop website?
Right, a comparison, like say, put them side by side, or what do I like about this one? What do I hate about that one?
I think there'd probably be all sorts of people that could spin something like that up.
That's just it, the spin cycle.
But I don't think every voter, in fact, I don't think most voters are going to be like you. I think you're good for this because you actually want to make a clear-headed decision, clear-eyed decision. I think most of this is going to be a lot of sizzle. It's not about what the brain thinks, it's about more what the gut thinks. Think about how 2024 went. In a lot of ways, it was not exactly like we were talking soberly about policy.
True.
We were more like, did you see them in the garbage truck? Yeah. Right. And it's, I don't know. I think it's only going to get wilder in 2028.
It only gets wilder.
And some people, I've heard some people say, well, I voted for this person because I like the way he looked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or his personality. I don't want to, I don't care about all that. I care about how he gets the job done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all have a good day.
You too, Chicken Man.
Dear Abby, I moved into my apartment 4 months ago. While my sister, her son, and I were moving things in, a new next-door neighbor introduced herself. She has since become intrusive.
Oh, boy.
I am an introvert, and she knocks on my door wanting everything from plastic bags to cigarettes and alcohol. Every day since I moved here, she has been asking for something. She came 6 times yesterday. I'd like to be her friend, but she takes and I give. I'm tired. Help, please. Overwhelmed in Ohio.
Been there.
I mean, you could just be mean.
I hate being that way, but that's usually what it leads to. Because even if you try to say, look, I'm a bit of an introvert. I want to be your friend, but, at arm's length, they're going to get hurt.
Or maybe if you answer the door, go away. Not today. No. Not today, Hannah.
Maybe you're figuring out why.
I'm sorry I used that name. Not today, Heather.
Maybe you're figuring out why the other people moved out.
Go away. But Abby says a way to fix this would be to tell your neighbor the truth. Tell her you would like to be a considerate neighbor, but you're not a convenience store and do not wish to be disturbed on a daily basis. Then when she comes around asking for cigarettes, liquor, or plastic bags, which are choking our landfills and our waterways for some reason, Abby adds, what in the world sort of hippy-dippy crap is that? Tell her you are fresh out and repeat as necessary. If she persists, discuss it with the management of your apartment building. Or you could take my advice and tell her to go away. Be mean.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to take. You know.
Try to, women are good at this. Find the one thing you think that she's very insecure about and attack.
Or you just, when she asks for cigarettes, you pull one out, light it, say, no, I don't have any cigarettes.
All right. There's that too. Dear Abby, my brother-in-law is currently in a relationship with a woman who was intimate with my husband many years before we married. Chaos. It's chaos out there. It was a one-night thing. Oh, but now she is with my BIL brother-in-law and is going to be at family functions.
Awkward.
I'm afraid it's going to be awkward.
I predict it will be awkward.
And I'm not comfortable. My husband is supportive of whatever I choose to do. The rest of the family has no issues with it because, of course, it's not their issue. I need advice. Maybe just
suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah.
I hate it for you, but suck it up, Buttercup.
Mm-hmm.
If that's if you still feel like there's something going on, then maybe say something.
Well, and you're married.
Yeah.
Maybe use that possessive, jealous kind of instinct she's probably having right now to like really cling to him.
Well,
but not in a nagging, creepy way or a way that's trying to bring him down a peg, but help it spice things up. You know what I mean?
But it wasn't. You can't really hold it against him. If
think
they
about
weren't
it like
married at the
I'm
time.
so lucky that he's my man.
No, they don't do that.
I'm saying it might help.
No.
Now, wait, is this person writing to Dear Abby to actually get a solution or just to have her feelings heard out?
I think they have the feelings hurt out.
Dear Dilemma, this is not a dilemma unless you choose to make it one, says Abby. A one-night stand is not a relationship, and the woman is not a cause for concern. What happened between them once, many years ago, before your marriage, shouldn't be a threat to you or your relationship with your husband's family. If anyone is tasteless enough to bring it up, treat it with humor or say you don't wish to discuss it. Then act like the lady you are and be cordial.
Okay, here's another situation. If you're hotter than her, then don't let it bother you.
There. But maybe the shoes.
Oh, I've known these women. They will go find that other woman and just let them know, I am where you wanted to be.
Yeah, but then what if they get together and the bra's on the other breast? Or the shoe's
that's
on the other foot?
Well, that's another thing. If they got bigger boobs, then there's going to be a whole other issue, too. Yeah.
This last one, Eddie.
Okay.
Dear Abby, I'm a 17-year-old guy, and I still suck my thumb.
Oh, good Lord.
Though, I do it mostly when I'm in bed. I mean, it's good, especially like when the kids are young. Oh, it's self-soothing. And
no, it's not ever good.
I am going to college next year.
Oh, and
this poor guy. And I'm worried I might get outed by a roommate if I'm caught.
Oh, they're going to get pictures on the internet.
Is my habit that unusual? And do you have any advice on how to stop it? It's like an addiction.
Yeah, they make products that you could put on your skin that'll make it taste horrible, and you just don't put it in your mouth anymore.
And this person signed it as embarrassed and didn't even say the state. Embarrassed in the West. Might as well have said embarrassed in civilization.
My strongest suggestion would be cut that thumb off because you're going to have issues, man. Just go ahead and cut it off.
You're not alone in having this problem, says Abby. Really? Like, how
You
many
know
of your
any-
fellas, friends,
None.
suck their thumb?
I know more that wet the bed than suck their thumb, which is probably sad too. But
Well, when you get older, old habits come back.
especially when you drink a lot. But yeah, yes, yeah,
Or you didn't wet the bed, you just sweat it through and it smells just as bad.
yeah, that could happen.
But no, I've not heard of like my fellas in my life like sucking their thumb at night.
Okay, let's say one of your fellows in your life came to you and said, Joey, I got a problem. I suck my thumb at night.
Mm-hmm.
How would you tell them to go bring it up to me again? I'd
cut it off.
Cut it off. I'm telling you, that's what you got to do, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Come on over. I got the X.
Then you might get a research grant at UAB.
Oh, great idea. And plus, you could probably sell if it's your thumb. A lot of people lose toes,
Right.
so they need a thumb to be their toe. You can make some money off that deal.
Right. That's the best solution, according to new doctor studies at UAB. If you are sucking your thumb way too late into your life, way past your adolescence, just cut it off, and then we'll deal with the complications of not having any thumbs. Especially if you're an ambidextrous sucker.
Oh, wow.
You think, he's got the oral fixation with just the right thumb.
Oh, you can't have no thumbs.
But you cut off the right thumb, now you're sucking the left. And so you're like, well, I got to, and then,
what if he
then you got no thumbs.
What if he gets a girlfriend and starts sucking her thumb? That's maybe your only help. That's your only.
I might tell him, find a new oral fixation, bro.
That's, yeah.
Like, get a ring pop.
I might suggest he start smoking, to be honest.
Yeah, get a lollipop.
Just something.
Get into nicotine pouches. Like,
get a new one.
Right. But Abby says, in the past, I've heard from other adults who suck their thumbs. Comfort yourself with the thought that it's not an addiction and not at all unusual. Stress has been known to cause people to suck their thumbs. One way to discourage the habit would be to keep yourself from becoming overly tired. Another would be to coat your thumbs with a bad-tasting substance. Yeah, that's a pretty practical way instead of cutting it off. Search online or ask your pharmacist to recommend something. That, coupled with the fear of being ridiculed, may do the trick.
Yeah, just think about the shame you're going to get, and it'll probably help you get rid of this habit. So you're at a corporate meeting one day. You look over and the CEO's sucking his thumb. You kind of lose some faith in the whole system at that point.
No, I'm still stuck on ambidextrous sucker.
Swapping out.
Yeah, like you do both at the same time.
Oh, Joey. Yeah.
He's a double thumber. He must be really stressed out. Cortisol's a
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector.
That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig?
No, but it looks like you do.
And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich?
What's that?
I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man.
You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist?
That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE.
You know, I've heard a lot of the good things about David Ernest.
You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience.
Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold.
That's right, man.
And I can see that you don't have very much experience.
What do you mean, man?
Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich.
Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first.
You think he's got a shovel?
Never know till you ask.
I dig, man.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1 WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Listening to Joey Clark. Joey Clark. And his old pal, Mr. Bader. It's Joey Clark.
For some reason, I want to watch Frasier tonight.
I know.
This part of the program brought to you by Dylan Rings. And there are Dylan Rings, Josh and Leslie Ryder, ready to help you across the board with any and all of your jewelry needs, especially if you're looking to get something repaired. He's
right.
Brilliant at that. Or custom design work. In fact, this Sacred Heart pendant I am wearing.
Beautiful.
Around my neck, where every day, designed, crafted by Josh the Jeweler.
And he worked hand in hand with you.
Yeah, he's very easy to work with. And of course, they can also do spa treatments to make that jewelry that you wear all the time look like it's brand new again, shine and shimmer like it's brand new again. They can do appraisals. They can put batteries back in watches. They can do it all, and not to mention this incredible inventory.
Yes.
From high-end to everyday items. So check them out today. That's Dillon Rings, 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Let's go to Ray Bowles of Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
I put my pen down. Cannot believe it's already 3 o'clock.
It's 3 o'clock, buddy.
Don't tell me it's 3 o'clock already. I've got so much a mountain of work ahead of me, but I'll get it done. I'm not going to stop till it's done. Hey, your jingle. I met with the guy that does jingles today.
You did?
Yeah. So listen, business owners, I can't strive enough that you have to advertise. So the Lord has blessed us in this business to do it for the last 27 years. And one of the keys is you got to be smart and you got to spend money on advertising. I know it's not easy. You're scared to death because you don't know if it works. I don't know when whoever calls, I don't know where they've heard from me. Because we do spend a lot of money on advertising.
Mm-hmm.
And 90% of the time they're going to say they heard me talking to you guys. But I have a company called The Pop that handles all my advertising.
Good folks.
But love them to death. I sell floors. I don't understand advertising. After 26 years, still don't understand it. I trust both.
But you know it works.
He does his job. I know it works. So he said he has this guy come in from South Florida that does jingles. And he's writing us a jingle. So once I get it, I'll send it to you. Let's just see what you think.
Oh, I want to hear
Oh,
that
that'd
jingle.
be great.
Yeah. It's not cheap either.
Oh, I bet.
Could you make a TikTok out of that jingle?
I know he will.
I don't. We're going to have to. If I'm going to spend
You got to get your money's worth,
$4,800
buddy.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to. I'm excited to see your jingle. Made me think of that this morning. He was trying to sell me, do the whole sales pitch, and I'm like, dude, stop. I trust Bo. If Bo says do it, I'm going to do it.
And you're going to do it. There
He
you
says
go.
don't do it. I've got to get back to the school. Are y'all done with me? And he started laughing. He said, this has been the most odd sales pitch I've ever had, but yes, we're done with you.
It works.
I said, you don't understand. I got 2 kids out there doing nothing right now. If I'm not standing there watching them, they're not working.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, guys, if y'all are in business, you're starting a business, absolutely call me about advertising. I can tell you all about it and tell you what to do and what not to do. Because there's some advertising you get up on top of the building and throw money up in the air and get just about as much attention.
Yep.
But the power of radio, oh my word.
I love it.
That is a true statement all day long. And I didn't even advertise for Private Carpet Day. Listen at me.
Mhm.
I'm horrible at advertising.
And you're still going to
I
get
call
business
it-
calls like crazy.
Yeah, I call here every day and never talk about what I do. But if y'all need a floor, call us, 285-8117.
Again, that's 285-8117. When you call them, they're at 285-8117. Be sure to tell Ray that, or somebody else might pick up, that you heard Ray on the radio with Joey and Eddie.
Guys, y'all have a great day.
You too, buddy.
Appreciate it, Ray. We learn anything today, Eddie?
Learned quite a few things, Joey. Still going back to property rights, though.
You really are stuck on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Property rights.
You're not stuck on the transgender men.
I'm trying to forget that one.
Vaginosis?
Trying to
The
forget that one.
bacterial vaginosis?
I got a feeling I'm going to have to ask a female about this, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Because I thought that was a pretty important part of the show.
I do love Craig Monger.
Yeah, you did a great job with that. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Let's go, man.
Grab your Dell's neck. Y'all stay there.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The White House is encouraging veterans who drove large military vehicles to consider a career in trucking.